Hello all and welcome back to more of... What the hell is that? To more of... Pokemon Black version. So, Peggy, was your question because of the song that played at the start? Because yes and no for why I picked that song. It's more just that we don't really have... Like, there's a bunch of places where we don't have any audio, and it feels a little bit weird, so I've been trying to throw more audio in, basically. So, like, there's music that's going to play during the end slate now, and I have music that's going to play during the break screen as well. Just because I feel like there's a lot of times when the stream is needlessly silent. And it doesn't benefit anyone for it to be silent, so I decided I might as well fix that. So I've just added a couple of more places where there's music playing. So, sort of. None of the... Okay, hang on. This is the issue, is that this in memory of... don't trust it, because stuff is supposed to go above the in memory of when it dies. That's our team. The thing is that we had a full team. Well, we didn't have a full team. We had a bunch of random Pokemon. And then I didn't save... And the DS restarted because it ran out of power. Also, I'm going to plug it in right now. So, I ran back through all of the zones we'd already beaten once. And basically just re-Nuzlocked it, so the first route, again, we still caught a... and if we caught a Pokemon, I named it the same thing. So, we caught a Lillipup, so I named it Pippin. Then on Route 2, instead of catching a Patrat, we caught a Purloin, so I named it Calcifer. Then we got the free Pansage, so I named it Hempchimp again. Then somehow we went over to the Dream Yard, and so at the Dream Yard you have a 40% chance of finding a Purloin, which we already had, so Species Clause says we don't have to catch that. I think it's another 40% chance of finding a Patrat, and then a 20% chance of finding a Munna. So we found a Purloin, then a Munna, so I caught a Munna. Its name is Dream Farts because we didn't catch a Munna before, and I didn't know what to name it, so that name is still up for debate. And then I went and did the Route 2 stuff that we did at the end of the last stream, and we caught another Pidove, so it's still named Goodfeather. Except that there's not enough letters, so it's missing an E. But otherwise, it's basically the same. You'll note that there aren't any dead Pokemon, because this time I paid attention during the gym battle and no one died. So that's weird. That's very weird. But thus far, my day is actually going pretty good. I have quite literally nothing to complain about. I got a bunch of random chores done. Let's see. I mean, I got a bunch of random chores done. I got back up to this point in Pokemon, which I hadn't actually been able to do just yet. And what else? Oh wait, this is a new area. Damn it. Okay, well, we can catch a Roggenrola. This is not what I was hoping for. And I'm trying to level up Dream Farts because it's a Psychic type, which is amazingly good this early. Made yourself French fries? Ooh, yay. Oh, right, that's the other thing, is I've basically been doing a whole bunch of chores around the house because tonight, Oh, good, I was afraid that was going to kill it. Tonight, there won't be another stream because we are going to go see a bunch of different houses. I think we're seeing 3 today. So there won't be a stream tonight. Unfortunately, but we're seeing houses, so it's not really a thing that I can just say no to. Nor that I particularly want to. Actually, one of them is kind of high up on my list of I really like this one, so we'll see. Because we got, like, our pre-approval shit in, and I just realized how small my camera was. There we go. Okay. Wait, Night Trap is on the Switch? Really? That seems backwards. Okay. Oh, right, I forgot about the weird thing about Roggenrola, is that hexagonal shape in its center is its ear. Its ear is hexagonal in shape, compressed underground. Its body is hard as steel. Okay, what's a joke that we can make about a rock that's made out of an ear? Like, it's nothing but an ear. And it's a female. I need to think about this, because I legitimately don't have an answer for this. I'm also going to try and work on something right now. Jesus, phone, calm the hell down. What do we want to name this thing? I have no good jokes for a... Honestly, this is not a great Pokemon, and I was kind of hoping not to get it, but this is kind of the Geodude of this generation. Unfortunately, with the annoying downside of not being a ground type, which is astonishingly important. What the hell is this file called? Oh shit, where have I saved this? Ooh, it's that one. There it is. Yes. Okay, good. Sorry, I was moving the in... I forget that I'm mirrored. I was moving the in-memory of down, and then if I have time, I'm going to render up like an alternate timeline thing for the Pokemon that died, just so that isn't a question anymore. Hey, Guilty Slug. Yeah, I'm not sure I have anything either. It does, but I believe this is... I think Sturdy got... So it has Sturdy. The problem is I think Sturdy... So Sturdy had its effect changed in either Gen 5 or Gen 6. And I think it had its effect changed in Gen 6, because in Gen... If it existed in Gen 3, and for sure in Gen 4, and I think in Gen 5, and I need to read it to check, it didn't make it so that it survives a one-hit kill. It makes it so that it survives and is immune to the 3 one-hit KO moves, which have only like a 20 or 30% chance to hit, because they're awful. So it made... Like, they changed Sturdy from being possibly one of the worst skills to possibly have to one of the better ones. Is there a one-hit KO joke we can make here? Not really. Just rocks for rock ears? Rock ear? Like rocker? Like rock, sure? That's the closest I can come up with. Rock ear? I will need to check in the box to see what it... Actually, wait, we can just go do that. Like, Charon can hold those two plasma idiots there for a minute. He didn't go to the crypt. The crypt doesn't exist anymore because of an idiot in the save. Did you not hear this, Guilty Slug? Because there's a reason why we have so many Pokemon. I can, but it's not in the it's not in the party. I have to go back to the Pokemon thing to find out, because it might have the other skill. And it's not in the party, so I have to go to... Okay, you did hear? Okay. Yeah, so none of them died? So I'm not sure how I'm doing that. Yeah, the crypt doesn't exist anymore. Because I never named it the crypt. Oh my god, wait, why are you in he- Oh, did I catch him and forget? Oh, that was dumb. Okay, so what is your ability? I didn't remember that the crypt still existed. I thought I got rid... Wait, where is your ability? Oh, sturdy. Cannot be knocked out with one hit. But is that the good version or the bad Oh my god. Hang on. I'm really... When did sturdy change? Sturdy. Change. Come on, Google. Don't fail me now. Okay. Okay. So yeah, in this generation is when they fixed it. So in Gen 3 and 4, they were immune to... What were the moves? I don't actually remember all of them. You're not going to tell me. Okay. Yeah, in Gen 3 or 4, all that sturdy meant was that you were immune to fissure, guillotine, horn drill, and sheer cold, which all have like a 30% chance to hit, but they're one-hit KOs. But they have a 30% chance to hit. This is the gen where they fixed it, so that now, if you are hit by an attack that would kill it in one... Yeah, it used to be absolutely terrible. It used to be that there was no reason to take a Pokemon with the sturdy ability. So yes, in Gen 5, they fixed it, so this is the good version. Okay. Your lower stat is special defense. That's weird. But we don't really need a rock type now, so we'll come and deal with this later, I think. Because unfortunately, since he doesn't even have the fucking, ground type that Geodude would have, he's not gonna be good. Because... I don't remember... Actually, I don't remember any of the gyms in this game, but I know that one of the earlier ones is electric. But the problem is that the electric type also has, Emolgas, which are the, like, flying squirrel electric types for this game, so they're immune to ground type moves. Ooh, there's a trainer here. I didn't even notice that. It would be handy if we needed a tank, but Dream Farts is actually a pretty solid tank, weirdly. Like, it's not great. I think it's more of a special tank, if I remember its stats correctly, but it's still a decent tank. Oof. Wait, Patrat can't learn Bite, can it? Yes, they are completely different, because Black and White did the very strange thing where Black and White 2 are actually, complete sequels. More hair floof? I don't know what you mean. Black and White 2 actually take place, I want to say, 3 years after Black and White 1. And when we finish this one, we will be moving on to those. I believe you also start out on a different part of Unova, because the Pokemon in this area are, like, level 50 plus when you come back here in Black and White 2. Yes. Bring it, trainer. Bring it! I forgot there was a trainer over here. Oh, shit. I was supposed to go to the office today. Because our rental office has the replacement for the Lair of Loremug. I've apparently blanked the giant hair from my mind then, because I have no memory of this. Also, I really should be leveling up Pumbustion, not Dream Farts. Because Pumbustion is like one level away from finally learning a decent Fire-type move. Because right now he's just got Ember, but at 15 he learns Flame Charge. And I would very much like him to know Flame Charge. It's so much better. Oh god, why do you know Bite? That was briefly terrifying, but okay then. Whew. That was only slightly absolutely terrifying. Yeah, Pumbustion, get out here and go get me some kills, please. She has Princess... Okay, I thought I had Black and White around me, but apparently... Or 2 around me. I vaguely remember something about... Doesn't she have, like, pockets coming out below her shorts? Oh! Dovin. I can relatively safely assume I know why. Anyone who has not checked, if you go to your Twitch settings, there is... Oh, shoot. Let me actually go to it so I don't remember it. Or so I don't screw it up. But under settings, there is a section for... Yeah, under settings, there's a thing for notifications. They enabled a thing about a week ago called Smart Notifications. What functionally it means is that if Twitch thinks you're looking at it from somewhere, it won't send notifications elsewhere. Oh, Cuphead is the one with long pockets? I remember nothing! Nothing at all, apparently. But functionally what it means is that if Twitch thinks that you're, like, watching Twitch on your computer, it won't send your phone or your email notifications. So, yeah. Just go to, what is it, twitch.tv/settings/notifications to check that if you want to change it. All you have to do is switch smart notifications off and it sends you the notification everywhere. It's kind of silly. Okay, there we go. Got everything in. It can ignore it, you just have to turn it off. That's why I'm posting that, because that should direct to your personal settings notification page, and you can just flick it. It's just a switch at the very top of the menu that you can flick off. We can handle a P-Dove. We don't have fighting type yet. Which is actually good, because I'm looking now and realizing we're kind of weak to flying. I mean, let's be honest, we're probably going to try and replace Hemp Chimp as soon as we possibly can. Yeah, I also prefer to get all the notifications, so as soon as I've figured out where the hell I could, I turned that shit off immediately. That's very strange, Dovin. I don't know if Twitch has, like, replaced TV for me, but it's definitely replaced a lot of my, like, casual viewing. Because unless I'm watching a specific thing, like if I'm hooked on a show and I'm trying to, like, get caught up or watch a whole bunch of it, I just have Twitch running in the background most of the time. Just because I like having background noise. Okay. Give item. I did all of that for a Repel and an Oranberry. Well, okay then. Let's give her a potion real quick. I never bought potions in this version. Right. I have a single potion. I never spent any money on this save. Right! Oh... It's definitely better for background noise when you write stuff than the occasional random screaming of TV. Why does your TV randomly scream? That seems bad. Then again, at least one of the streams that I have on in the background on most weekdays is a bit shouty. Oh, commercials? Ah. But I'm usually conditioned to expect that at this point. Okay, come on, bring it, Plasma. Give back the Pokemon you stole. Phone, calm the fuck down. I mean, usually I only randomly scream when something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. Okay, now that I know he's got Bite, let's not leave, Dream Farts out to deal with that. Shit, I keep forgetting to take this item off of Pippin. I mean, I now have the minor joy of... I've been binging stuff on Hulu, and I find it a little bit... Jesus. Cathartic to look over at the Hulu thing going like, please turn off your ad blocker. It's like, no, your ads are awful. And when I did actually pay for Hulu and you still gave me ads, then I stopped giving a shit anymore. Yes, you lost. You had one Pokemon. Not bad, Kepet. Okay, go return that Pokemon to that girl. You don't need to return it. What? Oh, hi. How troublesome. Not only do you fail to understand, but we actually got in our way to boot. There's 2 of you and 2 of us. We'll show you the combined power and teach you that we are right. That seems like not the correct way to do that. So there were more of them. Still, why are Pokemon robbers acting so self-righteous? Oh, Hula ain't a thing there? I mean, they're basically trying to pretend to be knights. Yeah, I believe this one's a double battle. I think this one... There we go, yeah. Because I always expect the first one to be a double battle as well. And they have nothing but Patrats. Cheren, your coat looks really dumb from behind. Let's not have, Dream Farts just get accidentally killed. If you go on Hulu page, just get sorry it's only for America. I mean, Hulu's not even that great anyway. There's just a very random selection of shows that I care about, or randomly decide that I care about, that are for some reason only on Hulu. Let's Defense Curl. Ooh, now I'm glad I Defense Curled. Is the other one gonna also detect? Nope, he's not. Okay. Still, this gives me a chance to up our defense. Glad I did now. I didn't buy any more healing items. That was dumb. Super Potion does 50. Fresh Water also does 50, right? Okay. Netflix has some good stuff, but at this point, most of the stuff that I watch on Netflix is stuff that Netflix produces. Like, there are a couple of things on Netflix that I care about, but not many. Because, like, I watched the Marvel shows. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I really? What? Why? Why would you weaken firepower? That's only hurting me. Like, there's literally no one else that hurts except for me. Cheren, you asshole. They're Patrats. They can't even know a fire-type move at this point. Ah, shit, we didn't hit 15. I forgot to check what level Combustion will evolve at. I probably should have done that. In order to liberate Pokemon from foolish people, we'll take their Pokemon. Whatever, what a waste of time. Come on, what reason could you possibly have justifying stealing Pokemon from people? Pokemon trainers like you making Pokemon suffer. What do you mean? Trainers are making Pokemon suffer? I don't get that at all. Give you back the Pokemon. But be aware of how this Pokemon suffers from being used by people. It suffers because you stole it. I think that, Pignite and all those evolutions got a lot more shit than they deserved. But I think that a lot of 5th gen are not my most favorite starters. I think Oshawott and its evolution is probably the only Pokemon where I actually way prefer the, I was hoping I could run to the Pokemon Center. The second version to the third. Because what is Oshawott's evolved form called? I don't remember any of these names, do I? It's one of those things where I know if I hear the name, I'm like, yes, I know that. Yeah, I mean, I get that being annoyed that it was just more fire and fighting types, and I wish they hadn't done 3 in a row. But at the same time, I feel like, given that the other 2 are just pure grass and pure water, there were some weird choices made for all of it. Duat! Duat, yeah! I fucking love Duat. It's like Samurott or something is its final form, and that one I'm not really sold on. Because it's the whole, like, I like Duat because it was sort of, like, the Oshawott family is basically, like, the whole stand up on 2 feet and be sort of like a physical water type. And then we turn it into, like, an angry otter horse thing, and I'm like, eh? Yeah, but even, like, that was the thing for first gen, was that Bulbasaur wasn't pure grass, it was grass poison. Or was Bulbasaur? I know that Ivysaur and Venusaur were. Oh, hey, Blitzel. I don't have anyone to really counter you, so I guess we're just gonna stick with, Dream Farts. Oh, thank you for being so bulky. Samurott looks like a bearded dragon that is also a dog with its head stuck in a lampshade. Yeah. I mean, Bulbasaur was, like, really solid. Gen 1 just had the issue of not great moves for any Pokemon. So it made Bulbasaur seem kind of iffy just because... Didn't it have, like, halfway decent physical attack, but Grass was a special type? And it hurt you a little bit. I follow a Tumblr called Bulbasaur Propaganda that rightfully sings the praises of Bulbasaur. Like, I think in modern games, Bulbasaur is great. But in the early games, Bulbasaur had sort of like the negative connotation of, because Pokemon learned so few goddamn moves in the early games, it had a large portion of the moves that it got to learn taken up by, like, the powders. That now I think it learns, like, 2 of them at the same level, and then the next one a couple of levels later. But it had, like, if I remember correctly, it had sort of, like, a string of level... That was a fucking Hyper Potion. Bulbasaur sort of got hurt because it had a string of, like, Poison Powder. Okay, like, 5 fucking levels later. Stun Spore! Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm finally gonna learn an attack, right? And then... It took so long for Bulbasaur to finally learn more actual attacks, I think was part of its issue in, like, real Gen 1. Bulbasaur suffers from Piccolo syndrome of being solid but sadly overshadowed by circumstances and stats of everyone around him. I definitely think that it got a lot better as the later gens came. Wait, is this Route 3? What route are we on? This is still Route 3, right? Hang on. Hang on. I have to check a map to make sure that I don't miss out on a Pokemon by accidentally killing it. I'm pretty sure this is still Route 3. Why did I close my Poke-Earth? Okay. That's Striathan. This is Route 3. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure because So this is one of those weird things where there was an area of the route that we couldn't access before and I wasn't sure, but yeah, no. We're still on Route 3. And this is where we caught, Good Feather, so we can't catch any more here. I just realized that, like, oh shit, this is a Pokemon, and we could actually use an electric type. Mewtwo had Psychic, that's gotta be, like, the remake, right? Because I don't think Psyshock was in until, wait, when was Psyshock added? I don't think Psyshock was added until, like, relatively recently. I mean, isn't Substitute still really good? At least, I'll be honest, Substitute requires way more thinking than I've ever been able to put into Pokemon, so I just don't use it. But isn't it still really good for, like, competitive battling? I'm sorry, did you just crit, you motherfucker? Up on YouTube, we have our yellow Nuzlocke, which is the first Nuzlocke I ever did, and holy hell, there was some real bullshit, with, what's it called? Trying to catch Mewtwo, because I didn't realize that in original red, yellow, and blue versions, wild Pokemon didn't have PP, so Mewtwo could just keep using fucking Recover over and over again. I did my best, Oven. What I basically ended up doing was just, I re-Nuzlocked. I think our trainer number is different, so we wouldn't necessarily have still picked Combustion. I think we have a 3 instead of a 4. So it should have been Snivy, but I didn't want to change that. And besides that, I just went back through the areas and did it the way that like, you should do a Nuzlocke, so I caught the first thing we saw. It's just it's a slightly different spread of Pokemon. And nothing died because I was paying attention this time during the gym fight. But we still have Hempchimp, who's fucking terrible, so yay? Back then it could take multiple hits, now it has, like, one hit something and yeah, didn't Mewtwo... I don't know if Mewtwo, like, took a hit, or if it's just, like, that it's sort of... Oh, right, I forgot about double battle. Like, was this in 4th gen, where there's, like, the wild double battles? I loved these. Yes, you're heading to the next city. But yeah, like, Mewtwo... Hasn't Mewtwo sort of, like... Oh, Substitute. Okay. Back then it could take multiple hits, now it's one hit or something and crumbles? Okay. Okay, I didn't realize you were talking about Mewtwo, because, or you were talking about Substitute. I thought you were talking about Mewtwo, because I think Mewtwo had a similar thing where it's sort of, like, fallen off and isn't considered quite as terrifyingly amazing as it used to be. Let's see if we can take out the Pidove quickly. But yeah, catching Mewtwo in yellow version that we did on stream was a massive pain in the ass. Okay, you keep doing Flame Charge. I forgot to buy potions. I should go buy some potions. Here, we'll use a Super Potion. Yeah. There were some broken things in the early Pokemon games. You haven't flown in a week, and you decide now is the time you need to do test flights? Oh, curses. Nope, just keep flame charging, because it's just so good. Oh no, not bag, I don't need to heal anymore. I should buy some more potions, though. Okay, and keep getting that sweet stab. Goodbye, Purloin. Okay, I think Pumbustion is gonna evolve if we hit 16, but I never remember starting Pokemon Evolve numbers, apparently. And, god damn it. Why did I come into the dark grass? This may have been stupid. So many Pidoves. So many Pidoves with much higher levels. Ugh. I mean, I think that's exactly... there were other moves that were broken, mostly because... the way that Gen 1 tracked crits was not correct. Because it tracked crits the same... Tepig evolves at 17? Okay. Gen 1 had an issue where it tracked crits. Instead of being like a flat crit rate, Pokemon had... or a flat hit rate, because goddammit, for some reason, the accuracy of not 100% moves was determined by a Pokemon's speed. And then you had the same issue with crits, where crits were determined by a Pokemon's speed, so, like, Jolteon, Electrode, and... Dugtrio. We're all incredibly high speed, and only Dugtrio had access. So they all had incredibly high speed and could get moves that weren't 100% chance to hit, but could hit consistently with them because for some reason hit was based off of speed. And Dugtrio was extra awful because, similarly to tracking crit off of speed, for some reason, the one-hit KO moves didn't have a fixed chance to hit either. They didn't even have, like, a 30% chance to hit. They just had a chance based off of Pokemon speed. So once again, Dugtrio, who could learn Fissure, had, I think, something like a 57... Like, if you had ideal stats, I think it had, like, a 57% chance to hit with Fissure. Shadow Ball was really bad in Gen 2. Because Shadow Ball had the same issue where... of before the physical special split. Where functionally, on a Mewtwo, Shadow Ball was a strictly worse version of Psychic. Because you didn't get the stab bonus. I don't know why I say stab bonus, because the B in stab is bonus. And so Shadow Ball did this really stupid thing, which is that Shadow Ball is an 80 power move with a 100% chance to hit, which is exactly the same as Psychic. It also has the secondary thing of stab bonus should be a Pokemon name. If you find a Pokemon that would make any sense for. But the issue was that, so like I said, Shadow Ball and Psychic, same thing. 80 power, 100% chance to hit, and I think it's like a 20% chance to lower the opponent's special defense on a hit. The problem is, Shadow Ball was a ghost move, and for some fucking reason, until 4th gen, Ghost was a physical attack. Until 4th gen did the physical special split. Flame Charge? Yeah, Flame Charge. Which I will never understand. Like, it probably would have been fine for Mewtwo, just because it still had a decent physical attack. But, like, it really is just a strictly worse Psychic for him. Because, why? Why the hell was Ghost a fucking physical attack? I will never understand. I mean, I guess it could have come in handy because it would have been super effective against Psychic types. And a Psychic type is probably one of the best things to remove another Psychic type. But is there anything else that Ghost is actually good against? Like, isn't Ghost actually not great against anything else? But I guess, yeah, Gen 2 still had the issue of Psychic types being a massive pain in the ass, such that they had to introduce Dark. Oof. Phone, come here, because you're the one who keeps buzzing. Yes, I mean, Gen 2 had to introduce an entire extra fucking type to deal with Psychic, because, surprise, surprise, when you make a type that is, one, uses the same stat for most of its defense and its attack. Yeah, okay, so that's one of those weird things where you have to really look into it. Part of what made Psychic type so good is that in Gen 1, special attack and special defense were one stat. It was just called special. So if a Pokemon used special as its offensive attack, so like Psychic types, Electric types, Fire types, I think Grass, and something I'm forgetting at least. It was an even split, but I don't remember which ones were which. Probably Water was in there too. Oh no, I wanted to take your item. Meant that if they used it as their offensive type, they were also probably pretty defensive against it. The problem with Psychic was that there weren't many who were super great, but actually, was there only the two families? Yeah, I guess there were only really the two main families, because Jinx barely counts. But you had the Drowsy and Hypno families, and the Abra family, which, well, a difficult thing to level up initially, when it did level up, became badasses. And the only thing that existed to counter them were Bug types, which had 2 attacks that dealt Bug-type damage. No, did they have 2? They may have only had 1. One of them was Pin Needle, which was terrible and could only be learned by 2 Pokemon, one of which wasn't a Bug-type, so it wouldn't get Stab. And the other of which was a Poison-type, so it was weak to, to Psychic. and ghost types, which were all also poison types, so they were weak to psychic. So, like, it wasn't even so much that psychic itself was innately broken, just that it didn't function as intended. Also, realizing that there were only 2 ghost-type moves in the game. Wait, no, was Shadow Ball even in Gen 1? Gen 1 may have only had Lick. Which, they also forgot to code that Psychic was weak to Ghost. Okay, that was added in Gen 2, okay. So yeah, there were 2. There were 2 Psychic or 2 Ghost-type attacks. Lick, which wasn't coded properly, so it didn't act as though it was actually super effective against ghosts, or against, psychic types. And Nightshade, which dealt fixed damage, so it couldn't be super effective. Gen 1 had a lot of fucking issues. Gen 1 had a lot of issues. And, God, what was... I feel like there was another bug-type move, because one was Pin Needle, which was a, it was a multi-hit move. So it could hit 2 to 5 times, and we used it because... What the hell? We used it because... Thorson, our Jolteon, could learn it. And he basically became our anti-psychic type. Because he was an electric type, he innately had a decently high special stat. So he was just like, yeah, he can tank some psychic hits, and he can fucking kill them, because he's got a decently high physical attack, because Bug was physical. And he can use Pin Needle, and because he's got a really high speed, he acts as though that 85% chance to hit that Pin Needle has doesn't fucking matter. So he had a statistically more likely chance of actually goddamn hitting. It's always screwed up when a Jolteon is our psychic killer. So yeah, in Gen 2, they had to do a bunch of stuff to try and halt psychic types from being goddamn busted. Only raised a Butterfree to fight Brock. I mean, that's one of those weird cases where it has, what is it, confusion? That because Brock's rock types have, like, no special stat, they take a lot of damage from confusion, and because, despite the fact that for some reason Brock is a rock-type gym leader, he doesn't know any rock-type moves, your Butterfree that should be taking fucking quad damage from his Pokemon is able to just sit there and go, like, I don't know what the big deal is, all he does is use Bide. Okay, so Whitney's Milk Tank is one of those things where it wasn't an issue for me, but I think when I played Gen 2, I was just enjoying having a game, so I ended up doing a bunch of extra grinding. I don't think I had a Quilava before I fought Whitney, but I definitely had a Quilava by the end of her fight, if I remember correctly. No, actually, I probably did have a Quilava by then, because before that is Bugsy, who I really enjoyed fighting when I was a kid. So I never, like, ran into the Whitney meme, and I think I only really ran into her when I came back and played Soul Silver for the first time. No, let's fight the Purrloin, because I want Combustion to evolve. Like, even on stream, I don't think we lost any Pokemon to her on stream when we did Soul Silver. Or Heart Gold, or whichever fucking one we did. I don't think we lost any Pokemon, at least. I do have a really shitty memory, but I'm pretty sure we didn't lose anyone. I mean, I could go back and watch the video, but that will take some time. Goodbye. Oh, we're so close to leveling up. Come on. Come on, Combustion. I believe in you. Are you just done now? Okay. Still not a new route? Okay. Give item. Yeah, her rollout attack was definitely aggravating. It probably should have been more aggravating for me because I think for pretty much every game that I played for a while, it was just like, yep, slam pick the fire type. Which, now that I think about that, no, it's Gen 4 where you kind of have to pick the fire type. Because Gen 4 has the issue where there's no fucking fire types in the entire area. There's, like, Ponyta, and I think Platinum adds, like, 1 or 2. Dreaded Jigglypuff that was almost useless because the chance for Hypnosis. Yeah, doesn't it have, like, a... Hypnosis is, what, 75? Or... Well, no, it probably had Sing, and Sing's, like, 50% chance. I think Hypnosis is better because it's got 75? It might be 60. I just remember because I know Sing is relatively low because Grass Whistle's supposed to be the better version of it. But yeah, I think Sing has like a 50% chance to hit. It's something awful like that. Why am I getting so many fucking Twitter notifications? But I know when we were streaming Soul Silver that someone was really hoping that, that I would get really unlucky and be able to deal with the Milk Tank and then get screwed over by... Does she start with the Milk Tank? But they were hoping that I would get screwed over by her Clefairy that does Metronome. And that it would somehow pull out, like, a fucking Draco Meteor or some bullshit like that. There we go! Now Combustion's evolving. Does she start with the Jigglypuff? Okay. The problem is that I'm also thinking of Soul Silver, which changed a bunch of things. This is Pignite, right? Or is that the fully evolved form? This is Pignite, okay. Oop, there we go. Yes! Learn that sweet fighting type move. That sweet, sweet fighting type move. Screw this Tackle. We don't need no Tackle where we're going. Wait, Tackle had... They changed the fucking attack value of Tackle so often that I don't even keep track of it anymore. What's her name? Whitney? I'm curious now. Because I don't remember what her, Oh, you're gonna be weird. No, Poke Earth. She's in Goldenrod. Okay. So, in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, she starts with a Clefairy that's level 17, then her Milk Tank. In Gen 2, she had a level 18 Clefairy and then a level 20 Milk Tank. I also like his little, like, wrestling singlet. It's adorable. I think Pilava is badass, but like I said, I think that Pignite and his, like, whole family got a lot more shit than they deserve. Because, yeah, they get the sort of, like, shitty... I don't think that any of them are bad. I think that they get sort of shit on because they were the third fucking firefighting in a row. I think that Pignite specifically has that issue, but that's mostly because I find that to be the issue with most second forms, is that they look kind of stupid. But... like I said, that's usually my issue with pretty much all second forms. I think that his fully evolved form, whose name I cannot fucking remember, apparently, is pretty badass. I don't think it's quite as impressive as... Wait, what? At Home, always. The thing everyone knows, the thing nobody knows. Okay. I wasn't actually reading all the things she was saying. Yeah, second forms are the awkward teenage years of Pokehood. Except for Duat, because Duat is amazing, and if I could avoid evolving a Duat forever, I would. Yeah, but that's sort of the issue with all of the elemental monkeys, is that none of them learn any good moves. I think the water one is the only one that learns even somewhat decent moves. And even then, they're not great. Like, if I recall correctly, the fire one doesn't learn another fire move until Flamethrower near the end of the goddamn game. And you have to not evolve it because it... Do you know a Pokemon called a Dino? Jumps out of the grass, can grant a lot of XP points. Friend... Yeah, except that I still haven't seen any rustling grass yet. But yeah, that's always sort of the issue with the elemental monkeys, is that they evolve by stone. So if you don't evolve them with a stone, then you can still get them to learn moves, but it takes them so long to learn any good moves. Leafeon's pretty sweet. Okay, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else over here. I don't remember this town... Actually, I don't remember most of this game very well, but I don't remember this town in particular. Oh, right! The person for here is Berg, isn't it? Oh shit, what did I say? I picked Tepig. Oh, right, she gives me charcoal. I forgot about that. Okay. Berg used his warehouse until 2 years ago, and Berg... Oh, no, right. He's the one for the next one. He's the one for the next one, yeah. Wait, they're selling stuff inside this warehouse? That seems sketchy. Hi. Okay, so you're selling the, like, in-combat items. What about you? Wait, what? Dire Hit? In Unova, it's called Dire Hit. Huh? No difference? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Weird. Just now I traded a Pokemon that's holding an item. Okay, you're the people who are supposed to tell us about trading. Yay, trading! But yeah, Leafeon's pretty sweet. Isn't it one of the only Pokemon in this gen that can learn, Leaf Blade? Yeah... I wouldn't say that I like grass Pokemon, but I like a lot of, like, half-grass Pokemon. Play the guitar and have Pokemon battles every day. Okay. Why do none of you battle me? You battle me! Battle me. Or not, fine. Yeah, Leafeon learns all of the good grass moves, which... There aren't many good grass moves, but if you can consolidate them all down into one Pokemon, then it's just like, yes! Unova sounds vaguely like an insult? How? Okay, you have a bunch of decor. Okay, what the hell was the point of anything in this town? Oh, I remember this town now! They have the normal gym, right, because it's a museum. Right. Hey, Pete. Welcome. Ooh, and I got Rock Smash. Right, because it's a TM after, like, Gen 2? I think it starts being a TM after Gen 2. So far, doing pretty good. No one's dead. It's amazing. You Unova bitch. No? That just sounds weird. Okay. This is a mechanic that I actually really like that they added in this gen, which are these specific people who, once you beat them, they turn into a closer place to heal your Pokemon, basically. However, Goodfeather will get fucking murdered if I leave him out there, so let's send Pippin out, because Pippin has Bite. You're gonna yawn, aren't you? I'm betting you're gonna open with yawn. Are you stupid? You might be stupid. Ooh, that hit a lot. Never mind, you might not be stupid. Come on, flinch! Yes. Fuck yes! There we go. Yeah, so that's sort of the weird thing, though, is that the level 20 Magical Leaf is almost kind of a non-bow? Because Magical Leaf is special attack instead of physical? Otherwise, yeah. Like, Leafeon really does learn a lot of the good Grass-type moves. I think basically the only amazing Grass-type move it doesn't learn of leveling up at least, is I don't think it learns Solar Beam. But I know that it can use the TM. Okay. Now that Pumbustion's level up, I'm sort of like focusing on trying to get everyone else leveled up. So specifically, Goodfeather and Calcifer. I think Pippin should be close to an evolution. I think Pippin evolves at 18. I don't know when Calcifer's going to evolve, but I also haven't put, like, any levels into Calcifer, so that's going to be an issue. Yes, yes, I'm paralyzed. Come on, Goodfeather, hit him! Yeah, use that powerful gust! Ooh. Oh, it was a crit, okay. Yeah, Solar Beam takes too long, but if you can do any sort of, like, setup with Sunny Day, it's totally fine. Oh, shit, what is it? What did he say? Oh, because whenever's one word? Oh my god, Goodfeather, hit him! Come on. Well, that was terrible. Goodfeather might be in trouble here. Come on, Goodfeather. I need you to at least get a kill on... Oh. It doesn't have any... Whenever is one word also... Oh, shit, yeah. I see it. Hang on, I can actually fix that one real quick. That's a timer. I hate these planes. I hate these planes so much. Like... Okay, there we go. Okay, that's fixed. Yes, that's what the group of the pigeons called themselves. We just didn't have enough spaces to include the E, unfortunately. Okay, so let's use the potion. I feel like Gust should be having a bigger effect against the literal cotton ball. I think the issue here is mostly that Gust is a special attack, and Goodfeather is, at best, a physical attacker. Do I have a... No, but I've got a full heal. I've got multiple full heals. I love that Pippin just randomly gives me full heals. Every time your brain reminded you of the Warner Brothers and sister. Ah. Yeah, the Animaniacs were very good. Okay. So unfortunately, I think that the whole special thing is part of why it's taking so long to kill him, is because he's using growth, which I believe ups special defense as well. They still are, yeah. That's one of the few... Oh, god, you know Mega Drain. That's awful. That hit for way more than I was expecting. But we crit! Good job, Goodfeather! Good job! Holy shit, that's a lot of experience. Please tell me that's at least a level up and a half, right? It was more than 2. Yes! I'm pretty sure it can learn Mega Drain at 13, because Mega Drain is actually weaker than Tackle in this gen. Actually, yeah, it is weaker than Tackle in this gen, because Tackle has 50 power, and in this gen, Mega Drain only has 40. Sorry, the way that I said that makes it sound like Mega Drain gets stronger at some point. It never does. Tackle, for some reason, has its power change wildly in between gens. Because sometimes it's 30, sometimes it's 40, and sometimes it's 50. And in this gen, for some reason, it's 50. Maybe to offset... I know 4th gen had an issue with... 4th gen had an issue with crits being absurd, so maybe to offset it, they upped some of the base powers. Yeah, Tackle is very fickle. I know that part of what defines the power of Tackle in a gen is whether or not they can get their heads around the other starting Pokemon using Tackle. So, like, if they have to use Scratch or Pound, that helps to define how much damage Tackle is going to do, I believe. Okay, good, there is an auto-sort button. I couldn't remember if there was or not. Okay, that's so much better. Okay. You, tiny person! Draining someone's energy is literally easier than just shit-faced running full speed at them. I mean, yeah, because it's a plant that's doing it, so they can't do it very aggressively, I guess. Oh, hey, look, a Roggenrola. Well, guess Goodfeather needs to not fight that, or he'll die. Sorry, Goodfeather, but hey, good news, you still might level up from this. Shit, I forgot to take that item off of Pippin. Uh-oh. I'm really bad at remembering to take Pippin's free items off of him. Yes, yes, I know you can use Sand Attack. It's very annoying. Draining them so your Pokemon just stay in battles handy? Yup. What an was his name Homer? Oh my god, that is a terrible name for, a preschooler. Jesus. I think Miriam's made the joke before that she's probably one of the only Miriams she's ever met because the rest of them seem to spring forth, like, fully aged at around 50. I don't know why I keep getting notifications on my phone. They're actually starting to piss me off. Mother's sister's name is Miriam. I promise it's just a bad joke. It's like, I also know a 25-year-old Miriam, but only the one. Isn't there a meme somewhere about, like, the advancement of, names until you just revert to some sort of, like, very simple version of your own name? So you know what I just realized? This is a new area. Did we catch anything? I don't think we did, and I don't think we've seen anything we could have caught anyway. Have we even seen a wild Pokemon yet? Well, there we go! We finally get a fucking water type! That took its sweet goddamn time. Well, that hit hard. Planes, please stop. Oh, that was a crit? Okay. No, this one is water ground. This is the Toad family, whose name I can't remember. I do not live by an airport, I live by an Air Force base. And they appear to decide at random what days they're going to start doing maneuvers over my fucking house. And they are currently doing maneuvers over my goddamn house all of a sudden. Okay, so I think we're gonna need a name for a, so it's a tadpole, and as it evolves, it just turns into, like, a big, weirdly noduled frog. It's a ground water type. Yeah, water ground is a good combo. Unfortunately, this doesn't learn quite as many of the, like, amazingly devastating moves that Mudkip's family learns. They warn others of danger by vibrating their cheeks to create high-pitched sound. So yeah, it starts out as water, and then it gets ground either second form or... Ooh, yeah, no, not that, unfortunately. We could do Kermit, yeah. I feel like we can't just do Kermit, we need to add something to it, though. Earthquake is a TM? No idea where the hell we can get it, because it might be post-game. It's not easy being blue. Oh, that's good. Okay, so I like the Kermit. I just feel like we need to do something else to, like, make it not just straight up Kermit. Oh, that's terrible and I love it. Yep, nope, that's terrible and I love it. I fucking hope we can fit it all. We can exactly fit it. Sennheiser? Oh, actually, that would have been really good, too. I don't think I ever realized that he's supposed to be wearing headphones. That actually makes a hell of a lot of sense, Guilty Slug, because his whole thing is that he's, like, they all do, like, sound-based stuff. I don't think I ever noticed that. I can't, because we can only catch one Pokemon per route. That is the downside of the Nuzlocke, is we can only catch one per route, and if they die, they stay dead. It's not bogus. That's the entire point. Is that it's a limiting factor, so that we have a very limited pool of Pokemon, so that you have to use all the ones that you have, and in theory, it makes you care more about the ones that you do have. At the same time, I'm probably going to get Hempchimp murdered as quickly as possible because I hate him. That feels mean to say, but it's true, so... I guess it's better than lying to him, making him think that I like him. I kind of want to just go switch Kermitment in for Hempchimp's spot, actually. Right! This is the area where Sawk and Throh hang out. I knew that they were around somewhere. Well, sorry. Sawk in this game, Throh in the other. Yeah, but we don't need a Timber. We've got a Pumbustion. Pumbustion will fucking destroy this upcoming gym. Because this upcoming gym... This is that weird play on it being like a museum, so there's like references to the fossil Pokemon, but the leader only has normal types. These guys look like rejected Muppets. That's kind of the point, I think. They're also supposed to sort of fit the same... I fucking hate Bide. The same niche that... Okay, we can kill him. What's it called? Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan filled. Because this gen has the whole thing about not bringing back any old Pokemon until you get to the post-game. Come on, Goodfeather. Yeah, Goodfeather hit 13. I believe this game has 150 Pokemon. Because it's basic. The whole thing about this one was that it was trying to be a new generation, and it was their first game where it wasn't set in an area based on Japan, and they were trying to sort of focus on the new Pokemon for the first time in a couple of years. So you just straight up don't see a lot of the old ones until you beat the new game, basically. Less Hitmontop, just because they were mostly trying to evoke Gen 1. So I think the balance is roughly the same. Although I think there's fewer bug types in this than there were in... I did, didn't I? In, I did heal twice in a row. I think there's fewer bug types in this one than there were in... Gen 1. Okay, get out of that team, Hempchimp. Even then, I don't think... There's no Magikarp in this until post-game. You can only catch... Instead of Magikarp, they have Basculin. Which is arguably better, but then again, it doesn't evolve or learn that many great moves. Which slot is he in? He's in 4. The hell was this Pokemon's actual name? There's something with a T. I've already forgotten it. It's just gone. Yeah, Magikarp is good because it can turn into Gyarados, but Basculin... Basculin tries? So Basculin is better than Magikarp, but probably not as good as Goldeen. Where is this damn Pokemon? I may or may not remember the name of this Pokemon. What the hell is it called? The worst part is I'm looking down even though I know I can look up to see it as well. Timpole, that was it. Oh, I just didn't scroll down far enough. There it is. Yeah, Krabby's pretty nice. Look at that little face. He's so cute. He's so cute. 5... No, 4. He's 4, right. There we go. I mean, if we had to go with a crab one, I still think I would prefer... Oh shit, what's its name? The one from Gen 3. Because they're not supposed to be crabs, they're supposed to be like brine shrimp. This like Pinwheel Forest? Yes. Pinwheel Forest is also a different route. But we can't go into it because these motherfuckers. He's not that OP, because the problem is that, at least in the game that he came out in, he had issues. Because when he first came out, he was in Gen 3, which was before the physical special split, and he was a physical water type, so a lot of water type moves were actually useless for him. No worries, I don't remember a lot about this gen either. Let's get Pippin out there. No, Pippin, yeah, Pippin. Pippin can handle this. Because I think Pippin is pretty close to evolving. You're about to say Digimon? Oh, right, Confusion. I forgot you could learn Confusion. Or not Confusion, but the Supersonic, that's the name. Oh, goddammit, Pippin! There's like a Digimon game that I've played a fair amount of, but it's really just the one. Okay, and now I'm going to have to heal because Pippin has taken so much fucking damage. No, not Cyber Sleuth. The only one that I've played is, Digimon World No, not Redigitized. Fuck, what's it called? New Order. New Order. Digimon World New Order. Which is the one that's sort of like Digimon World 1, where you don't have direct control over the Digimon. Here, go for a bite. Stop being confused! Stop being confused. Thank you. Yeah, Cyber Sleuth is the one that I looked into briefly, and then I got put off because it has... This is a weird thing to get off-put by, but there was a mobile game that Digimon put out that was actually sort of decent, if kind of insanely grindy. And hell on a battery. But the animations that Cyber Sleuth uses are the same as the ones for that mobile game, and something about that made me, like, just immediately off-put from it. You want to play Cyber Sleuth so bad, but you don't have PS4 or a Vita? Ugh, sorry, man. Unfortunately, yeah, Digimon games don't really get released fucking anywhere else, apparently. I really hate you and your supersonic bullshit. Thank you, Good Feather. Do you have... You have Quick Attack. Why the hell have I been using Gust? Okay, how much damage is this gonna do? Ooh, a fair amount. Let's get Pippin back in. I need to take that item off Pippin. Remember me, remember. Ugh. Okay. Come on, Pippin. Just take down. You can do this. I believe in you. Why did that not kill him?
And again with the supersonic, you seem to have...
Okay, it's fine. Everything is fine. Just go for the bite. You can do it, Pippin. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. But yeah, there are very few games that I play on my phone. That was one that... it was when I was working at my last job in QA. I just have very poor luck with Confusion specifically for some reason. But there are a very select number of phone games I play, and most of them are actually games like Hearthstone that connect up with the PC version. But I played a couple of games when the not having buttons thing isn't a big deal for me. But I played a couple of phone games for a while when I was working at my QA job because functionally it was basically a really boring office job wherein occasionally terrible, awful things would happen. So I needed something to keep me distracted. If you like Final Fantasy, Record Keeper is the best mobile game you've played. I played a bit of Record Keeper mostly because I want to say that I heard about it from... I want to say Brian on the Maniple talked about it a lot. But otherwise it was just like, like, it was fine. But I think that's the issue, is that, while in theory I really like turn-based games, I like it when a turn-based game has something more to it than just play the turn-based game, I guess, for lack of a better thing. Like, I really enjoy, oh shit, what's it called? The game we have on the Switch. It's gone. I've forgotten the name completely. It's that weird 2.5D sort of thing that was released by Square Enix and got a bunch of hype. Oh, Octopath Traveler. Because it's not just a turn-based game, there's aspects of, like, breaking enemy shields and trying to figure out what their weaknesses are, and, trying to parse different benefits to, like whether or not you should do a big single attack or a bunch of little multi-attacks to break more shields or what. And the problem with Record Keeper that I found was just, like, it felt like a... Yeah, I think what you're saying that is awesome about Record Keeper, I look at and go, like, that's cool, but I don't have the attachment to the Final Fantasy games to, like, soak it up. It's like, yeah, it's because it's a big dumb crossover and you love seeing characters from later Final Fantasy games in the SNES style. It's like, that looked cool to me, but I don't have the attachment to any of the games in the Final Fantasy series to care. So to me it ends up being more just, it's a turn-based RPG with a bunch of characters that I feel like I should know but don't. That fucking crit, Jesus! And if there were, like, some other mechanics in the turn-based thing, I'd probably be like, yeah, this is sweet, but because it's just a basic turn-based thing, like... Like, hell, if Pokemon weren't so ingrained in me, and the fact that I enjoy the whole catching aspect, I probably wouldn't like Pokemon that much. But something about the catching aspect just makes it for me, which I think is part of why I also really like Persona 5. Is that there's sort of the aspect of catching shadows, but also doing a bunch of other goofy stuff, too. Okay. Oh my god. Kind of like Final Fantasy Dissidia. Which one was Dissidia? Like, the name is very familiar, but I don't remember anything about it. Let's get Pippin out here. And yeah, I get big thumbs making, like, phone games kind of awful. Well, then you should tell him that he should have been here to give me a better name. I know he's at work. I still feel the need to give him shit for it, though. Did he start the new job yet? Or the training for the new job, or whatever? Wait, why did you not... Did you miss? It's like a fighting game style? Okay. So, like, what was the... What was the 13 weird one that was supposed to be a... So, all I can remember... I'm trying to remember how to explain this. Because it's that weird thing about the development of 13, where they released Final Fantasy 13, and then they were working on Final Fantasy 13 Burst Tactics or something or another that was going to be like a fighting game. And then something happened, so it got pushed back in development, and then they made 13-2, which was the one that wasn't terrible? No, that's the one that everyone forgot, because it's the one that follows characters that were only important in the first game because the story made, like, everyone reflected back on them. And then the weird burst fighting game-ish style one got pushed back again, and they released 13-3 that was Lightning Returns that was just fucking weird. Because that was the one that did, like, God is destroying the world and there's a fixed time limit and it's Majora's Mask and you need to save as many souls as possible, but God might also be an asshole, and Snow ran the party at the end of the earth, and it was weird. And then 13 Burst, or whatever the hell it was called, got finally released, and it was actually Final Fantasy 15. This wasn't even, like, trying to follow Final Fantasy. This was just me trying to follow the development of this one game that everyone kept talking about after Final Fantasy 13 came out, and they went, wow, this is garbage. Or I guess it's 24... Was it 24 or 20? It was somewhere between, like, 23 and 25 hours of garbage tutorials, then the story ends, and then the game begins, apparently, for Final Fantasy 13. Let's get commitment out here. I don't think it should have stopped at the first one, because while I don't care for the series means a lot to a lot of people, and has definitely become something very impressive. Yeah, it was a Final Fantasy because they were out of money, and it was the last thing they could develop. I think that Square Enix themselves are kind of like nut bars, but that's more because of their corporate policies and because of the executives. The games themselves are mostly fine. Like, 15 was interesting. I haven't played any of the MMOs. I've heard nothing but good things about 10. I've heard nothing but good things about 9. And I still... 9 is the only one that I ever even, like, watched another human being play through, and I kind of want to go look at. I've played 3. I've played bits of 3, because it got released on mobile when I first got a smartphone. No, not when I first got a smartphone. But 3 got released on smartphones at some point, and I either just got a phone or just got a new smartphone, and someone gave me a bunch of, like, iTunes credits at the same time, so I bought that with some of them. And that was actually pretty solid. And then I know nothing about 4, 5, or 6. I know that 7 is the one that is being remade, and that everyone is going to be unhappy when the remake comes out, because the person who's remaking it sounds like they're not just doing an HD remake, they're making an entirely new game, and it's probably gonna be butts. Because for some reason, the remake has a director, which historically remakes don't need, and it's a director who's never made a fucking video game before. It's a director who's apparently done really bad movies before. So that's comforting. No, but I also don't care. I think the multiple Final Fantasy thing is fine. Like, I appreciate that what they do with it, which is that it's the multiple universes thing of just like, yeah, we just use the name to sort of tie them together and maintain some element of brand recognition. Because it's that or do the Tales series that are basically disconnected, but are all made by the same company, and I like it. Oh, nothing good is coming out about the 7 remake. Nothing good is coming out about the fucking 7 remake. I want to say something like 3 or 4 months ago, they put out a job posting for a bunch of jobs that are like, oh, these are jobs you should have had filled, like, a year ago when you announced it. Has no one been... It was stuff like very basic things that are like, these are normally things you have done before you announce that you're doing a game. Like, it was stuff like, basic programming and, level design. It's like, what? Why are you putting out job postings for this now? What have you been doing? You announced this more than a year ago. Actually, hasn't it been like 2 years now? So, yeah, there's some issues with 7. The 7 remake. I mean, yeah, that's what's gonna make people pissed, though, Peggy, is that all the people are like, yeah, 7 was amazing. You give them the real-time combat of 15, and they're just gonna be like, this isn't 7. I literally... I mean, it's one of those weird things where it's those people who really can't goddamn wait until the vanilla WoW servers come out. Where it's just like, no, you don't understand. I just want you to make the exact same game and just make it the way that I remember it in my brain. So, like, upscale it, or not, I guess in this case it would basically be redo all of the art for it. Didn't something like that happen with the Magic the Gathering movie and the Warcraft movie? I don't know about the Warcraft movie. The Warcraft movie, by all rights, apparently didn't have, from everything I remember, didn't have terribly many production issues. They can buy Final Fantasy VII right now, but that's... If I recall correctly, there's a version on Steam, but it's not a particularly good version, and the entire spiel is that, yeah, they're going to... The entire spiel for the 7 remake was just, yeah, they're going to do an HD remake of 7. Like, hard stop that. Everything else that comes out about it is just... Like, that's not an HD remake of 7, that's a new game that happens to follow 7's storyline, except that they've already announced that they're adding more stuff to it. I think we may have thought that Sam Raimi was doing the Warcraft movie, but... I don't think anything great was lost by not having Sam Raimi not attached to the Warcraft movie. The Warcraft movie is one of those weird things where it was never... I don't think it was ever going to be as good as a lot of people were hoping it was going to be. Because for the people who care about Warcraft lore, they're not going to do it right because Warcraft lore is stupid. It's very stupid. And this is someone who knows and cares about Warcraft lore. It's stupid. Like, it's not going to make a good movie. They also didn't take the parts that were particularly fun. They just took a very basic, like, it's a war storyline. It's like, and put way too much, I guess, thought into it. I guess it's they put too much thought into the wrong aspects. Yeah, and that's fine, changing a bunch of the lore. The issue is that they then spent most of the movie trying to explain parts of the lore that either they changed or that honestly didn't need to be explained. Like, it's a... You could have just gone with a relatively basic premise, but... Yeah, like, there's a lot of weird shit that was done with that move. Like, in their weird attempt to distance themselves from the absolutely fucking absurd Warcraft lore, they somehow created their own bizarre continuity that doesn't make any fucking sense either. It's like, you could have just... ignored it. You could have ignored it. Right, it's a Herdier, that's its name. Yeah, like... I guess my issue going in was that they're focusing really heavily on the lore. And while it may be stupid, I'm well aware that there are times where you just fucking ignore the lore. And one of those times is when you're working with the WoW lore, which is really dumb and has been retconned so many times that it's not worth it to, like, I don't care if you change the story. That's fine. Change the story. It doesn't matter. The important thing is the setting. The problem with the Warcraft movie was that they listened a little bit to the fans who were like, yeah, we want you to, like, focus on the lore, and listen to the probably kind of sane people in marketing who went, you know that lore is really dumb, right? Like, it's fine to focus on the lore, but maybe make it more approachable. And unfortunately, their response to make it more approachable was, we'll make our own lore and make it kind of dumb. I don't know if video game movies are never good, so much as just we haven't had a good one yet, but I think it's also that they don't need to be. Because it shouldn't... The fact that it's being called a video game movie is probably the issue. It's that stop trying to tie these two worlds together. What you should really just be trying to do is, hey, you have a universe, you have a setting, you have whatever. You can have a movie and a game that exist in the same universe. They don't have to follow the same storyline, because the storyline for a movie has to hit different points. It doesn't have to function the same way as a video game does. Because when you're looking at a video game, you need to have this sort of, like, constant ebb and flow of stuff happening. But in a movie, you usually want to be having sort of, like, these build-ups to a rise and then drops down to a fall. These, like, slow story hits. You also need to take into account that in a movie, you're going to experience everything in one fucking order. It's not necessarily going to be like that in a game. So just stop trying to tell the... You have to understand that your stories have to be told differently in different mediums. Yeah, there have... What do you mean by... Hang on, what? Yeah, there have definitely been, like, financial successes. And yeah, there's one... I mean, Wreck-It Ralph's a weird example, because that's less taking a world that exists for a specific video game and more taking a whole bunch of video game worlds, but yeah, I think it still works. Yeah, having the resources of Disney helped, definitely helped a bit. But yeah, it's just, you have to look at it the same way that, like, because a video game is an interactive medium, you can't exactly, like, shoehorn the exact same story in, because it's going to function differently as soon as you try and slam it into an interactive medium. Yeah, like, it blends video game worlds instead of just taking one... I mean, I think you could have done a movie in a video game world. I think that Wreck-It Ralph is not that. I think Wreck-It Ralph is a movie that likes to look at a whole bunch of different video game concepts and sort of mash them together and does some really interesting stuff with it. But I think there are other ways it could have been done as well. Let's get Dream Farts out, I guess. Now I'm just trying to think of any, like, decent movies set in a video game universe. Oh, I thought Sugar Rush actually got made into a game, didn't it? I know Wreck-It Ralph didn't, but Wreck-It Ralph is basically, like, Rampage meets... It's like Rampage meets... Super Mario, or not, what was the... Yeah, Super Mario, no. Donkey Kong, that's the fucking word. God damn it, I couldn't brain. Yes, go to sleep, P-Dove. Sorry, one thing that I think I haven't pointed out about this that I love in this game is that the Pokemon all have sleep sprites where their eyes close. Okay, I'm gonna heal real quick. And I think after this game, or this fight, I think I'm gonna take a quick break. Pretty sure if you Google Sugar Rush Speedway, you'll find some that aren't very good. Oh, like games? Yeah, probably. I bet some money that you'd also probably find some of those terrifying Flash games with, the princess. I don't think there were... Disney doesn't really put out a ton of phone games. Like, I know they put out... What did they put out? They put out... No! They bought the studio that made that alligator thing. I don't think they've actually put out their own game. Come here, Timpole. Why are you just using Pokemon from this area? They're not great. Oh, you have such a sad face. But I mean, functionally, Sugar Rush is basically... She's a real princess. What are you talking about? I mean, but yeah, Sugar Rush is basically just a Mario Kart game. Just made... I was about to say made by Disney instead of Nintendo. I don't think that's actually better if it were made by Disney instead of Nintendo. I mean, I might be able to play it on YouTube without getting the video demonetized, but... Sorry, not demonetized. Having the monetization taken. Yeah, I remember that's Zen's thing. He doesn't keep any Pokemon. He just catches whatever in the areas that we fight him. And then releases them afterwards, yeah. Okay. Good Feather. It's a Timber. You can handle this. Yeah, she's a princess by blood. That does, but she announced democracy in her own world. Like, that doesn't make her not a princess. The, by code. Like, the Romanian... I think it's the Romanian royal family... I think it's Romanian. Are still technically royalty, even though they're currently... living in, I want to say, like, backwoods Alabama or something. I made up the state, but they are living somewhere in the United States. Legendary Pokemon, along with the hero, created the Unova region. It's my turn to become that hero. You and I will be friends. I skipped over the exclamation point here because I feel like shouting, and you and I will be friends, is less friendly than he means it. I can't tell if he's being very aggressive or very friendly. But, yes, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in just a second, y'all. I just wanted to let that go, so I'll be back in a second. There we go. I don't think Wreck-It Ralph was in a Sega racing game, but maybe. I take it you all were having fun with that discussion about Wreck-It Ralph, then? Okay, yes, restore Pokemon back to full health, and off to actually do the gym. Ha 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 ha. Okay, who do we want? I think we still want Good Feather in the lead. Just so I can continue trying to level him up, because I think he should evolve at 16 or 18. Okay, so we can bring her fossils. I think the rest of this doesn't really matter. Yeah, I came back and saw most of the chat. Because it was about, like, Skylanders and all that, and the Disney Infinity stuff. Because fucking everyone tried to do that at one point, didn't they? Because, like, Skylanders started doing it and wasn't great to start with, if I remember. And then LEGO did their version of, like, toys being game pieces as well, and then Disney did Disney Infinity, and who did the other one? I guess there's also Amiibos. I mean, it didn't ruin Spyro. Spyro wasn't a fucking brand for years. I think the only reason that got attached to Spyro for a while was because they didn't think that Skylanders could sell without being attached to a brand for some reason. I mean, heck, he's finally getting the, like, Insane Trilogy treatment now, and everything that's coming out about his new game actually, well, not new game, the Spyro remake actually looks pretty solid. Yes, give me my free water. I don't know what that means, Tofin. So this is sort of my issue, is that, yeah, the games are coming back, but it's not making new things. It's... I mean, at least with Insane Trilogy, they charged less than $60 for it, but... Oh, right, him! I've actually met him! I didn't realize he was the original voice of Spyro. Oh, Wreck-It Ralph was in Sega All-Stars Racing? I'm kind of impressed. Isn't that another one of those games where for some reason they gave Sonic a car? Ooh, you're level 17. That already gives me some concerns about what level the gym leader is going to be at. Hey, Pumbustion, do you want to come out here and, arm thrust this thing? Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's part of my issue is that, yeah, it's great that these games are coming back, but the reason these games have to come back is because we have no hindsight in gaming, because as soon as we abandon a console, it's so difficult to actually go back and see it. Like, it means that we have no hindsight for anything that's already happened. I don't remember what this puzzle is. I think it involves these books. Okay, they communicate with each other by movement of their tails. Patrat raises its tail when it sees an enemy. It's not the book you're looking for. Okay. It's bookshelf children's books. Nice to meet you, Pokemon. Do you want to read this book? It's a fairy tale about a little boy who met a Pokemon for the first time in his life. He is with a small brown Pokemon. There's a memo in between the pages. Pokemon traders, I am Gym Leader Lenora. I hid 4 memos in this library. Each of them has a question. Can you solve the question? Come find me. Now for this first question. What's the first Pokemon you met in this gym? Hint, it's on a bookshelf in the middle row. Now try and find it. Wait, what do you mean the middle row? Was it this one? It's... Okay, it is Patrat, okay. As I thought, the question was easy. Well, this is the second question. Flame burns inside its body. It gives off smoke from its head while it runs. What is this book? Hint is somebody may be reading it. I don't think it's you, is it? When you're looking for a book, what does the memo say? Okay. I'm reading this book about Tepig. Yes? Gives off flame from its nostrils. When it's not well, it can give off only smoke. Aw. I'm sorry, what? I mean, I have positive memories of Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, but that's because I played it when I had access to no other video games for a while. Stream just bugged out like crazy for me. Oh, okay, that's terrifying. Sorry, Guilty Slug. If Cap ever gets corrupted by an Eldritch Abomination, let us know, Guilty. Doesn't have a beard of tentacles, so I think we're good. Okay. Wait, what turtle? Oh, no, because that turtle isn't in this game. Oh, wait, maybe? Wait, what did she say? The answer to this memo may not be a living thing. Okay. What is this one? Nope, it's definitely not this. This is stuff about Poffins. Okay, what are you reading? Because the turtle... Well, actually, I guess it... Oh! Structure of a locomotive. Okay. Yeah, because it's not a Pokemon. It's a train. Wow, I didn't even think about that. No, because they try to really only refer to Pokemon that exist in this region. And Torkoal is not in this region. And the other one, Tortonator, or whatever the hell it's called, isn't in until X and Y, I think? It might not be in until Sun and Moon. But yeah, no, it was it was not a Pokemon. So that's what you did mean, Torkoal. But yeah, they basically don't act as though Pokemon from other generations exist until the post-game. Because this gen only has 5th gen Pokemon until the post-game. Okay, Tortonator is from Sun and Moon? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was from Sun and Moon or X and Y. God damn it, your defense is annoyingly high. Yes, please continue to use Bite. How dare you? Okay, that did more damage than I was expecting. Do you have more Pokemon? Hey, good feather hit 17. And it's not slapping, it's arm thrusting. You know, you lock your arm and just go, heh! I did not get lucky. They were both 3-time hits. I needed to get... So, they were both 3 times hits. I only need to get 6 hits. There's... Actually, yeah, there's no possible way for me to have not killed him. Okay, what's the question? Pressed, you found this place. Especially from a challenger like you. This is the 3rd question. If you heat it up in a pot, it'll be delicious. What is it? Ah, it's Poffins. Okay. Because she's reading about Tepig. Because Poffins were the things from 4th gen that you, like, mixed in a big pot. Yeah. Did you manage to get here without being tricked by the questions? I mean, I did talk to that girl for a little while. It's this one. I know it's this one, because it's the only one that's left. No, Gen 2 had just berries, like nothing special. So they didn't do anything with them. They had berries and apricorns. Gen 3, they had the different kinds of berries, and they made Pokeblocks. And you threw them into, like, the mixer. It was like a big blender, basically, and you threw berries into that. And then Gen 4 had berries, but you made it into Poffins, which was like a big cauldron thing that you had to... It gave you, like, directions on stirring, and you had to stir it with friends. I mean, all of these had, like, a multiplayer option to them, but you would, like, stir it with friends, and then sometimes you'd have to, like, reverse directions or things. Or you'd have an amount of time where you were supposed to not stir it. It was very strange. But, I mean, they did the same thing that the blocks did, which is just that you could use them to increase... I want to say you use them to increase effort values, because I can never remember if it's IVs or EVs that were upgraded by anything. But I think it was effort values. Pretty sure it was effort values. Yeah, Pumbustion, get that level up. Nope, you just get to sit here and fight this little pup, too. I think after 4th gen, they stopped doing the, like, forced multiplayer mix stuff with other people. Because, I mean, you could mix all of them by yourself, but they were innately better if you mix them with other people. Because they could help you stirring and make it better, and they could add better ingredients. And if you didn't do it with actual other people, then you just have AI that would add whatever the fuck they wanted. I think. I know in Gen 3 you could have AI that would just do whatever the hell they wanted, but I don't remember about Gen 4. Because Gen 4 may have just been that you do it by yourself. Yeah, you could, but the problem was that you'd need to stir all of them at the same time. And that's... I only personally have 2 hands, and my feet are not that usable for that sort of thing. Okay, there was a switch under the book. Bum 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 bum. Because I think I had... In my house we had, like, 2 DSs, but even then, it just wasn't worth it, so we didn't care. Let's just switch Combustion into the lead, because he's going to need experience. Also, I'm going to remember to take this item. It's a super potion. That's downright useful. I don't think we necessarily need to heal up before going in. I mean, go to the Pokemon Center. I think we need to heal up. What are you carrying, anyway? I don't think I ever checked to see what Commitment is carrying. Yeah, Pokemon... Prisonberry. Okay. It's not great, but okay. Should probably give an Oranberry to Combustion if he's going to be fighting, because I don't think I have any other items to really give him. Because we have the Charcoal, but he's going to be doing fighting, not fire-type attacks. Yes, he is very committed to holding that I hate you. Hey, Piccolo. Yeah, let's give Combustion the Oranberry. Because I think it technically can heal for more than 10 if it's a held item. No, no one does. Okay. This spot right here is where anyone who dies will be. No one is dead. It's just there waiting. That's our team. This becomes a lot clearer as soon as someone actually dies, because it just, like, hovers right here forever, and it'll rotate through all of them. Yeah, exactly. I need someone to die so that the fucking in memory of section will be clearer. All in all, the Final Fantasy thing can blow over. I mean, that's the issue, is that the Final Fantasy VII thing is not going to blow over because they're gonna keep ending up in the news because it keeps continuing to be a, like, weird situation of nothing good happening. Okay, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Dream Farts, get out here. Final Fantasy VII ends up in the news relatively often. So, sorry, you missed part of this discussion, Piccolo. Because they're doing the... Jesus! They're doing the whole remake thing for Final Fantasy VII, and it ends up in the news somewhat often because bad things about the development keep coming to light. Namely, like... Oh wait, it knows Bite, too. Oh, why did I send out Dream Farts? Pippin doesn't have Intimidate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, maybe it does now? I forgot to check! Okay, that was also bad. But pretty much every time it's been in the news, it becomes clearer and clearer that they don't seem to know what the hell they're making. Because it definitely does not sound like Final Fantasy XVII. Oh yeah, this is going really poorly. Someone definitely might die soon. I don't think it's a toxic nerd raid subject. Like... Okay, that was bad. No, not Final Fantasy XVII. No, it's not Final Fantasy XVII. What? Did I say 17? 7. I don't even know what Retaliation does. Okay, this is gonna be bad. I meant 7. Okay. The thing about... Okay. To quickly explain, the issue with the remake of 7 is that it hasn't been started. Okay, that's it. Is that it has a director, which traditionally Square Enix HD remakes don't need. The director has already said that he's adding a bunch of story shit, that it doesn't sound good, that he's changing the battle system, and that a few months ago, they announced that they were starting to hire people for jobs that needed to have been filled before the game was announced almost 2 years ago. Because they were filling the positions for, like, beginning programming and level design for a game that, in theory, was supposed to release sometime in the near future before we all die out. That's the whole thing, is that it's not actually looking like it's going to be 7. Hell, it might actually turn out to be 17, just with the same fucking characters. It's a Blizzard anger? What? No, this is more of just... There was a bunch of text, and I'm trying to explain the conversations we already had about Final Fantasy VII already, because I have no cares about this game. No. So, there's a very big difference there, Piccolo. Blizzard will say, here's where we're at, and here's why it's not coming out. This is, hey, we're announcing a thing! Okay. 2 years later, by the way, we're hiring people to start doing that thing we announced. That we implied was going to come out soon. Those are entirely different states of being. And my issue with any of this is not that it's coming out, is not that it's, like, not coming out. Yeah, and StarCraft Ghost got canned because it didn't look like it was gonna be good. This is gonna kill him. Yep, goodbye, Goodfeather. This is actually really bad. Calcifer, you are unfortunately going to have to take a hit. Square Enix remakes things and makes them worse? Wow, that's an entirely unexpected and unheard of thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we need to heal... Combustion. Sorry, I didn't realize that this Herdier was going to have Intimidate, which has kind of ruined this entire thing. Because the fact that it has Intimidate means that it's impossible to fight without having to do, like, a bunch of switch-outs, and because its attack is insanely high, now I'm having issues with that. There we go. Okay, please don't tell me your other Pokemon is going to be another Herdier. No, it's a Watchdog, but I think Watchdog can also have Intimidate. So let's start with Dream Farts out. And then we'll switch into Combustion again. It's 2, it's not too bad. And it's a shitbird and a cat that we kind of wanted to get killed anyway. Oh, do you not have? Okay, that's weird. Okay. Sorry, this is the other thing. I haven't played any fucking Final Fantasy games. I have no concern about how it actually turns out. I'm just saying that all of the people who have been really hyped for an HD version of Final Fantasy VII, that's not what's going to be released. In no way is it going to be that. What the hell was that attack?! What? What?! Okay, we're probably gonna white out here. What is this attack he's doing? Yeah, no, we're actually just gonna die here. No, I'm not off my game. I'm yelling about a stupid thing that I've been trying to fucking explain, and that suddenly everyone has decided they didn't understand what I was saying. Yeah, no, we're actually... Okay, so what the fuck does Retaliate do? Because that was absurd. Hang on. I actually have no idea what this attack does. Oh! Okay. This is way too powerful for this early in the game. What? There is no block in a Pokemon game. Okay. This is really powerful for an early game move. Peggy, normally they do, but this attack is stupid. So it's 70 power, 100 accuracy, physical damage. User gets revenge for a fainted ally. If an ally fainted in the previous turn, this attack's damage increases. Secondary effect, if a teammate is... Yeah, okay, so it's... That did 140 power on its first... Like, that's why Combustion took so much damage. So yeah, this is just going to be a straight wipe, and we'll have to start over. Which is to say that I don't fucking care, and we're just gonna pick up with, we're gonna pick up after the whiteouts. But yeah, okay, to be clear, all the stuff about the Final Fantasy VII Remake is just pointing out that it's not going to be... Whatever they're making, it's not going to be Final Fantasy. Or Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be something else, but not Final Fantasy. Okay, so to avoid just entirely wiping there, I guess we're just gonna count that as a fucking hard reset. Whatever they're making, this is why I was saying that it would probably just end up being... It's going to be Final Fantasy 17, I guess, then, is actually probably accurate. Oh no, so, Piccolo, it's not if it's made. It's being made. It's being made by a man who's never made a video game. It's being made by a man who's done nothing but make bad Final Fantasy movies. It's not going to be Final Fantasy 17. They've already said, like, yeah, it's going to be a different story. Or, sorry, it's going to be the same story, but adding a whole bunch of extra stuff onto it. Which probably means weird side story stuff about characters that they've decided that we like. Or I guess I shouldn't say we, because I don't give a shit about this game. I want to say it's, I want to say it's either the director for Advent Children or Spirits Within, but I don't remember which one. Hang on. Who the hell is the director? Because now I can't remember for sure. No, I want to know who the actual director is, not the people who came back. No, that's the... What? No. Hang on. No, that's not... Oh, what am I looking for? No, because the person who they're citing as director... And I might be thinking of a different director... I might be thinking of the wrong title. The person who they're citing as director is one of the, designers from 7. Yeah. Okay, that is... Okay, it is him, yeah. Was helmed the development of Kingdom Hearts series since its debut in 2002 as director of the CGI film Advent Children. Yes. So, yeah. Yay, he's done Kingdom Hearts. The most convoluted story that Square Enix has ever produced. But yes, it was the Advent Children director. That was it. And yes, he's helmed the development of Kingdom Hearts. Does that actually mean he's directed any of them? Because I don't believe that. Oh god, he was also the character designer for the Bouncer. Okay, that's not exactly a mark in his favor either. Yes, that's the issue, Piccolo, is that the story is already insanely convoluted, and they've already said that he's adding more. Not cutting, adding to it. That's why it's an issue. Okay. Let's see here. Character designer, concept, graphic supervisor. Okay. I don't know... Okay. What? Okay, so... His only director credits are on Advent Children, and also on the Kingdom Hearts games, but on all of the Kingdom Hearts games, he's also down as 8 other fucking things. So on Kingdom Hearts 1, he's down as concept design, main character design, storyboard designer, and base story. Kingdom Hearts, let's see here, 2, or no, hang on, Chain of Memories is down as director, concept design, scenario supervisor, character designer, and base story. Kingdom Hearts 2, concept design, base story, 2D character art, main artist. So he's on all of these, not because he's a director, but because he's doing visual design, because all of his stuff before this is all as a character designer. He's not... The only stories that he's ever had any control over were Kingdom Hearts and Advent Children. Those are the only games he's had any part of in the story. Ugh. Yeah, so here's my question about that one. What has he been doing since then? Because I saw that, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, is down as a producer. I don't think he's actually doing anything. Yoshinori Kitase? I never remember how to pronounce different vowels in Japanese. Yeah, I know he's down as a producer. I think that's because he's getting paid, but I don't think that actually means anything. Because the last time he didn't have a job as a producer... Kitase? Okay. Was in... Fuck. The last time his job wasn't just producer was 2001 for Final Fantasy X. Since then, he's either been down as a co-producer or special thanks for almost every game that Square Enix has released. Like, every mainline game. So, like, the Heroes of, like, the Mana stuff, every Final Fantasy thing, whatever the hell Sigma Harmonix is. But yeah, like, he's not... Okay, I admit that I'm coming at this from a film perspective, but the fact that he hasn't done anything besides being a producer or special thanks, in a lot of the cases for film, you get special thanks because, or you get producer because it's special thanks, but you're being paid for the special thanks in this case. Or because someone somewhere is expecting that because your name is attached, it's going to lend some credence to it. Because he did plenty of, like, really good stuff, apparently up until 2001, after which he's just down as a producer. I'm sorry, what the fuck just happened? I'm not paying any attention. I'm wondering, when was the last time I saved? Because I'm kind of tempted to just, like, turn off and see, but no. This... No, he's not. He's not. Okay, just run. I'm... Oh my god. No, no. What do you... How is that being like uve fuck that guy. Can't words. Yeah, okay. Run! Thank you. Let's heal. I'm going to set this as a fucking save point. Hang on. Going to set this as a fucking save point, which will be, I guess, the point that we return to if anything goes poorly. No! That does not in any way relate to what I was just saying, Peggy. What I'm saying is that he's a person who had a very significant role in the development of the of Square Enix as a company. So now, pretty much every main game that they release has him included in the credits as special thanks. Or has him down as a producer, because if someone gets special thanks, you're not paying them, but if they are down as a producer, then they're getting paid. At least in a film setting, that's what special thanks or producer usually means. Is that they're a person who comes in and either they're basically, usually they're getting some cut of the proceeds of the film, and in response for them helping to fund it, or it's someone who, if it's like a studio project, is coming in to basically be the studio representative. Or in cases like this, it's, no, he's coming in because he's not coming in. He's a producer. It's his job is to be on the face of the game. Or not the face of the game, but to, like, lend credence that this actually has anything to do with 7. Yet. Hey, Pentaperry! Well, we whited out and we're choosing to ignore that timeline. That timeline doesn't exist because everyone died. Which means that I guess I'm going to just make a, in memory of GIF that's just, I think it's just going to be like alternate timeline and then everybody. Because this is absurd. And because I was focusing on this stupid Final Fantasy VII discussion. Hey, silence! I'm glad that all of the people who actually care about Nuzlocke are missing the alternate timeline where this Nuzlocke utterly failed! Completely and utterly failed. No, you're a stupid fire or water type. Let me see if I can actually render out a quick alternate timeline GIF while we're doing this. Alternate reality timeline, Timon gave out a beatdown. Yes, they all died in the previous timeline. We're now in the better, less shitty timeline. No, I really feel like they kind of deserve to be memorialized. So it turns out that, for anyone who's never played this game, and I forgot, the first gym leader in this game has an utterly broken move that I forgot about, and that we will never be able to use successfully. Because she has a move called Retaliate. It has 70 power and 100% accuracy at this point in the game. And unfortunately, it also gets twice as powerful if one of your Pokemon fainted the previous turn. So after we finally killed her first Pokemon, we switched over to, or she switched over to her second one, who basically one-shotted Pumbustion. Yeah, it's pretty much... Like, this is appropriate since I was saying that I didn't have any trouble with Whitney when I first played. Like, yeah, this is pretty much Whitney. Like, much worse version of Whitney. Oh, this is the wrong file. That's why I'm confused. Okay. No, we'll send out Goodfeather. Goodfeather can kill this thing pretty easily. Plus, I think Goodfeather should level, or should evolve at 18? I think he evolves at 18. But yes, you all picked a very good time to show up, because it's at the end of a bunch of stupid things. The alternate timeline, the dumb Final Fantasy discussion. It's all been so much fun. It's actually been quite stupid, but still. You're almost finished with your Degrassi Next binge? How How many episodes were there? Am I gonna be hurt by asking this question? Oh, right. For those of you who just showed up, though, I do have to apologize. This stream can't go late, and I, can't, I forgot words. And I won't be doing a late night stream tonight either, because... No, unfortunately, because I have to go look at houses with Haley in, like, I think an hour and a half? Okay, yeah. Because we're starting that fun process. So, yeah. It started in 2000s. It originally... Wait, what? Oh, okay, Next Generation started in the 2000s. Okay, that's terrifying. Yes, good job, Combustion. Like, we looked at one house yesterday, but we are looking at many more now. I think we've got 3 that we're looking at tonight. And this is still very early, because, like, we don't... I think our lease is not up until, like... Our lease isn't up until... Fuck. When is it up? It's up at a really random time. I think it's not up until, like, March or February. It's, like, mid-March now that I think about it. How dare you quick attack me! So in case it's not clear, we're just trying to grind up now so that we can murder, fake Whitney's team. I don't remember this gym leader's name. Now I feel bad. I've entirely forgotten her name. That's mean. Lenora, thank you. Cops can just walk up and down a random neighborhood, staring at houses in the street, running his chin going, nice. No, we're not that weird. No, we're looking at a bunch of, like, different 3-bedroom things, because we're looking at, like, offices, like, ones where we can set up an office and such. No, you have water. Colorado housing market is weird. Because in Denver proper, yes, it's terrifying. But we're far enough outside Denver that there's still, like, pricing is relatively competitive, but we're far enough outside that people don't necessarily want to live here if they could live in Denver, so we're able to negotiate down a bit. Like, mercifully, it's nowhere near as bad as, like, California. Ugh, that was a lot of damage. Okay, Goodfeather, you might not be the best bet for these Stimpoles. Not sure. We have a bunch of different options. We're hoping to do a detached family house, but we might not be able to get completely detached. But we know for sure we're not going to do, like, condo or anything like that, but it just sort of depends. And it's not even so much that we're in the suburbs, it's more that we're out in Aurora instead of Denver, which has a bad rap, even though, honestly, the only parts of Aurora that are bad are the parts that are bordering Denver, so, Haley's commute time is weird because she actually doesn't care all that much. She's just trying to get closer to a light rail station, because right now we're right by one. I really need to stay closer to the nurse so that I can heal. I got a Pokemon battle for turning to face up. Okay. Combustion. Wait, no, we can switch over to Pippin. Pippin should be able to handle this. Pippin, by the way, you didn't get Intimidate, right? You got fucking Sand Rush? What? Boost the Pokemon's speed in a sandstorm. God damn it. So we're actually looking around the area we already live in, just slightly farther away from the Air Force Base, so hopefully we won't have to deal with that as much. Sand Rush. Pippin got goddamn Sand Rush. I didn't even know that Herdier could get that. That ability is awful. Like, astonishingly awful. The issue with getting Commitment some XP is that right now, we don't have anything that he's gonna be particularly good at fighting. And honestly, getting Pumbustion, the experience right now, is the most important. Which sucks to say that, but it kind of is the case. Hang on. Herdier, Luna, P-Dove, Pignite. Okay, so what I'm missing is... the hell is the name of... Purloin. It's Purloin. And what's the other Pokemon? Michigan public transport is impossible. I mean, you do also have a state that borders the largest lake on Earth and freezes periodically. I'm amazed that transport functions in areas like Michigan. Like, less to do with Michigan itself and more to do with the fact that your weather makes no sense and defies all rules about what should be possible. The fucking lake froze? Jesus, man! That's not normal! Let me see the other Pokemon I need. Patrat, that's the other one. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to set this up as quickly as I hope I can. So I guess I'll have to do the, Superior froze last year? Oh, okay. Oh, you're in the sorry, I don't know which parts border what, so sorry about that. Hey, Timber. So I kind of want to get Pumbustion up to at least 20, maybe higher, just because her highest Pokemon was level 20 and still almost stomped Pumbustion, and he doesn't have the best defense. Well, he gets to hide out in DC, where it's just uncomfortably humid at most times of the year. Yeah, Venusaur's Mega Evolution is kind of... meh? I mean, I think I still actually like it better than Blastoise's, because I think Blastoise sort of compromises how sweet Blastoise looked. But I think Venusaur's is definitely not the best. Hey, Sock. Superior's northwestmost lake at the top of... I assume UP is Upper Peninsula? No, we'll send out an actual defensive person to deal with Sock. Okay. Sorry, I only know very select things about Michigan, besides the fact that it's terrifying and freezing there. So here's the thing, I like the big fuck-off gun for Blastoise as well. Also, I wish I could figure out where the hell I heard that phrase. Because now I describe, like, so many things like that. Although usually it's a hammer or an axe, but yeah. But I feel like it does something weird and changes Blastoise's design. Because it makes him feel less like a big, terrifying frontline fighter and more of like a wimpy, back-of-the-line, hide behind everyone else, fire cannon shells sort of thing. And I know that is almost completely just me being weird, but it's worse in Syracuse, all of Minnesota. I have family from Minnesota, but they all live, like, in the Twin Cities area, mostly. Actually, do they? I think they all... Some of them, I think, moved, but... He looks kind of like a tank, yeah, I guess. I've now lost my... What the fuck? Oh, for God's sake. This throws me off every time. I've somehow done something in one of my save files for my editing program, and I don't know what it is, but it prevents me from doing some of my tricks for, like, jumping around the track. Yeah, let's send out Pippin. And I don't know what the hell it is that I've done. Because it only lets me jump to... Ah, fuck. It makes it much harder to do this sort of, like, editing on the fly shit that I'm trying to do. At this point, we're fighting wild Pokemon, so it's a little bit less pressing, but yeah. Pippin, I need you to stop hurting yourself. Pippin might die now. Come on, Pippin. Pippin! Okay. It's about to be very annoyed. Yeah, good Feather, get out here. You got 40 minutes through the Dark Souls video? Oh, do you mean the... Wait, Dark Souls video? I'm confused now. I don't know what you mean by the Dark Souls video. Oh, you're watching... Right, sorry. I forget that... I honestly should probably make the VODs sub-only, but... Kill it! Damn it! Fucking confusion! Thank you, Jesus. Sorry, that threw me off because, in theory, that VOD... I really should make those sub-only. I don't want to, but I should. That VOD went up for patrons, like, just before this stream went up, and then... I know my channel has a video tab. I can turn it off, it's just... Because part of the whole patron bonus at $5 is that they get the VODs the day after the stream. Or I guess I could just tell Twitch to... Wait, why am I doing this? I'm right in front of the nurse. And then it goes live on YouTube the day after. Because if you're in the Discord, I basically post a thing every time one of the videos goes live on YouTube. Okay, what have I done to make this all borked? Okay, that's what I did. Hey, Odin-san! Oh, good, it's another goddamn P-Dove. I totally love P-Dove. I totally don't hate P-Dove with every fiber of my goddamn being. In case you couldn't tell, I really hate P-Dove. Actually, no, undo that. You've not used Discord in a while now? Feels good? I mean, I like our Discord. Our Discord's pretty, like, relaxed. You do have a sub, thanks to Haley. That reminds me, for anyone who has a gift sub, I don't think they've released the full information on this yet, but for anyone who has a gift sub that was given to you before September 1st, when it expires in September, well, I guess before it expires in September, you will be able to re-up it for $1 instead of $5. This is a 1-month thing. It's basically a thing Twitch is doing because a whole bunch of people got given gift subs with that ability to, like, hand out gift subs like goddamn candy that came down last month? That was last month, right? And so basically anyone who got a gift sub that expires in September will be able to re-up all of their gift subs that they want for a single $1 each. And the streamers will still get as much as they want, and Twitch is just accepting, or is like paying back the streamers for the amount that we wouldn't get. And I guess they're just taking it as a loss? I guess because so many fucking people gave gift subs in August. Piccolo, don't worry, I'm just making sure that everyone is aware of that. Really, that is not a big pressing thing for us. Just the fact that anyone would want to is awesome. And yeah, it's probably going to be a big loss for them. But Twitch has that Amazon money. I don't think they fucking care. I mean, Amazon might care, but I don't think Twitch cares. It could be, because there were a lot of channels that went up by thousands of subscribers this month, or August. So, it could be, but it sort of depends. Center that way, okay. Okay, I should be able to kill him before his bide goes off. I was paying attention this time. Like, it might be a loss for Twitch, but I mean, again, Twitch is owned by Amazon, who has more money than fucking God at this point, so... Fuck it, they deserve it. Amazon does not deserve their money. Like, Twitch willingly using its, the fact that it's owned by Amazon to pay for a bunch of people getting free subs and creators still getting paid as much, that's awesome. Yeah, I myself, because we throw to a bunch of lure-related streams who are generally, like, very good folks and who have developed very good communities in general, I've ended up with a whole bunch of gift subs. I don't think I'm going to be re-upping, like, most of them, but just I am aware that plenty of people got some free subs. I can't words today. And now I'm trying to do this stupid, like, on-the-fly editing thing, too. You do have a water-type attack, so let's not do that. Yeah, Dream Farts. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this that won't look silly. Yep. Oh, Alfcat's here too? Wait, from Hospital Bill? I choose to believe that you mean playing 2 Point Hospital and that you weren't actually in the hospital. Please tell me that's true. Really hoping that you were playing 2 Point Hospital. Yes, 2 Point Hospital. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you for not scaring the crap out of me completely, then. Or whatever the thing that Discord calls it is. I admit to not checking to see what Discord called it this time. Two Point Hospital is the thing by most of the same devs who made Woo! Theme Hospital. There we go. Or was it by the same devs, or is it just people inspired by the devs? Now I'm trying to remember. I may have that wrong. I may have that entirely wrong, actually. Thank you for the bless you. And we should heal again, because now we're just doing stupid grinding, which is what I kind of hope to avoid on this, but whatever. Some of the same devs, not the whole team? Okay. But different company, because that company... We talked about this yesterday. It was, what, Bullfrog? Yep, that one, Peggy. That is exactly the one. It has temporarily, hopefully, consumed all of Aleph Cat's free time, it seems. Yeah, Bullfrog, the guys who did Dungeon Keeper as well. And I think Evil Genius, but they may not have done Evil Genius. I might be wrong about that one. Did they do Black and White as well? I thought that was still Lionhead. Yeah, I thought that Black and White was Lionhead, or was that Black and White 2?
Amazing!
Pentaperry, thank you very much for that... that frickin' sub, man. Thank you so very much. Holy shit, man. Thank you. And as Loratron says, you, sir, are a gentleman/lady in a scholar. And now I can't remember what Haley has a thing that every time she says it, I'm like, yes, that should be the thing, and I don't remember what it is, and it involves something about being moved up to first class, I think? But I don't remember. And I have a mind like a goddamn sieve. So, a lot of stupid things, or things that really should be important, just, like, fall out of my brain. Black and White was Lionhead? I'm not crazy! Yes! But, you're actually not that wrong, Piccolo, because Lionhead was founded by one of the former Bullfrog team members. It was the mad one that should never be allowed to, speak anywhere near a microphone about a game that he's working on, but it was made by a former Bullfrog dev. 2 Point Hospital's art style reminds you of Wallace and Gromit. I can see that. That's actually a weird... Yeah, there haven't been a lot of video games that tap into, like, the claymation art style, have there? Yeah, it's by, it was made by Peter Molyneux. Never let Peter Molyneux near a microphone if he's going to talk about your game. I don't think that one's that weird. I mean, it's a Peter Molyneux game. They tend to stand out. There's also, what's it called? Okay, I mean, Peter Molyneux makes what I'm going to describe as fine games. They're not anywhere near as amazing as he proclaims they're going to be, but they're fine. Okay, so I may or may not have blocked Tabula Rasa out of my brain, but I feel like he had something to do with Tabula Rasa. Did he? Oh, right, of course. If you type in Tabula Rasa, the game is not going to be the first thing to come up. No, Tabula Rasa had Warren Spector. I did not like the first Fable either, but I did really enjoy Fable 2. And, I like Fable 3 as well. Tabula Rasa clean slated itself out of most people's brains. That's fair. I'm sorry. Those of you who are in any way connected with magic should know that it's not Tabula Rasa, it's Richard Garriott's Tabula Rasa. Wow, Jesus, when did this game fail? Like, it launched in 2007. When did it close down? Oh. That actually is a little bit painful. Tabula Rasa launched on November 2nd, 2007. It closed down on November 11th, 2008. So Tabula Rasa was was it supposed to be a shooter? I think it was supposed to be like a third-person shooter MMO, done by Chris Verna and Clint Walsh, and apparently... Oh, right, this was published by NCSoft. The people who will publish, apparently, any goddamn MMO pitched to them. And apparently Warren Spector was involved with it as a designer. And then Richard Garriott was also on as a designer, Richard Garriott being one of the fathers of Magic the Gathering. I don't remember how Fable 2's combat worked. All I remember is that you had the weird thing where, like, you used guns, melee, or magic, and using one gained you experience to use it better. And it gave you a little bit of experience for the other two. And I also remember there being some, like, weird trade-off that you could do at some point for, like, give up a bunch of your experience to not have to do a bad or hard thing. But I don't remember exactly what it was. Like, it was something about the big tower that you were assembling. Wait, no. I thought Richard Garriott... Wait, no. I thought Lord British was a different one. Now I'm confused. I may have them all wrong. Like, yes, Richard Garriott is Lord British. Am I confused? I might not be confused. Hang on. Yes, I am. Sorry. Yes, I got Richard Garfield and Richard Garriott confused. That's what my issue was. Sorry. Yes. I was thinking of Lord British. Yes, because it's the guy who made Ultima. Yeah. The first MMO. Sorry. And I don't... I know that parts of Bullfrog were acquired by... hang on. I know that parts of Bullfrog were acquired by EA, but I don't know if they were entirely taken up by... I thought they were actually consumed by... Yeah, okay. Wait... They had a parent company in EA from 1995 to 2001. Yeah, so they were acquired in 1995 by Electronic Arts, which is when Molyneux left. And then it ran from 1995 until 2001, when it was closed down after moving around a couple of times, it looks like. And then after they closed down is when they started doing stuff like development on that fuck-awful Dungeon Keeper mobile game. It looks like the close down had less to do with, like, EA directly. Like, they succeeded for a while being a subsidiary of EA. But it looks like after a bit they stopped doing quite so well. Looks like after Molyneux left, a couple other folks left with him to start Lionhead, and that was its real decline. And it lasted for a couple of years after that, but then EA shuttered it after it failed to produce any games for a couple of years. We do not mention Dungeon Keeper Mobile. Didn't they re-release that on PC? Because EA are insane. I feel like that happened. Also, hey, Code God. But yeah, sorry, I got Richard Garriott and Richard Garfield confused there. Because one's Lord British and the other one currently works for Valve with their concerning new ideas for, what is it called? Artifact? We also don't mention Command & Conquer Mobile. I thought that one was supposed to be decent. Or, like, the one that they showed off at E3 looked kind of okay for, like, a mobile RTS, at least. Code God, that's awesome! Oh, right, sorry, they got it wasn't even that they didn't exist, it's that, Bullfrog became EA UK and then merged with EA proper, so no one got fired, yeah. Garriott pooled everything for Ultima Origins. Coat God, you will be experiencing that for a while. Just remember the best advice that I got before going to college, which is that it sucks and is much less fun, but you're much more functional if you go to sleep early and wake up early than if you stay up late and sleep in. It's shitty, and it feels so much easier to stay up late, but you're so much less useful the longer you stay up. Oh, CNC Mobile is a cookie clicker with somewhat of a strategy? Okay. They showed off something at E3 that was, like, I don't know if it was Command and Conquer or if it was Red Alert. But it looked kind of interesting. They were trying to make the first motion capture MMORPG. Oh, that seems like a very bad idea. That seems like a truly terrible idea. Here, have some smog. If you go to sleep right after uni, you will start waking up at 3 a.m. for the rest of your life. Yeah. I learned the worst sleep habits at my university because my university... So I went to a university that was... It was a real university, but it had a focus on culinary arts. But its claim to fame was the fact that you didn't just get an associate's degree, which is what you get from, like, most culinary programs, or, worst case, sometimes you just get a fucking certification. This one is, like, a full 4-year university, so... The problem is that when you're doing your culinary labs, which you're only doing about half your time there, your labs are, instead of, hey, you've got X 2-hour classes every couple of days or whatever, it's, no. Monday through Thursday, you have a class that goes from 6 a.m. to noon. Or, you have a class that goes from noon to 6 p.m. And you're stuck with that time slot for the entire trimester because we ran on crazy East Coast times for some reason. Or, if you're really unlucky, because I went there when there was a big boom in their baking department, you get to take classes from 6 p.m. until midnight, Monday through Thursday. Yeah. So that's the thing, is that you can't really think of it as a 6-hour class. What it usually ended up being was about an hour to an hour and a half max, usually less, of lecture and sometimes tests. And then the remaining time was all in actual cooking and prep work, cooking, and in some classes, performing service, and a whole bunch of, like, extra stuff, and then also cleaning at the end. So it was worth it, but it was also just, like... The worst part about it was that so you have 5 classes through a trimester. They're all 9 days long, so your first 2 weeks are one class. So it's like Monday through Thursday, and then Monday, the next one, is your final for that class. Then the next day, you're starting up with an entirely different class. It's like, what? Okay. 1.5 hour and 2.5 hour lab sounds about right. Yeah, except that they're operating under the assumption it's like, no, this is like real life. This'll get you trained for a fucking kitchen. It's like, no, it won't. Because in a real kitchen, I show up because I was a baker. In a real kitchen, I'm a baker. I show up sometime between 4:30 and 5:30, make a metric fuck ton of dough, make a bunch of baked things, and then I bake them. Usually by the time I'm baking them, maybe another human being has entered my the kitchen that I'm working in. And then usually by the time everyone else is, like, really starting to work, I'm like, I'm done. So, I'm going home. Because I've been here since 4 in the fucking morning, and you jackasses just got here, so bye. Yeah, the names I'm kind of proud of. Dream Farts is the only one that I had to name with no input from chat, because I accidentally wiped the save. Because I didn't save. And then the game reset because the power died. So I had to get back up to this point. Or the point that we ended last time. And the issue with that was that I was like, I'll keep doing the Nuzlocke. So we caught mostly the same Pokemon. Except we did not catch a Patrat. Instead of catching a Patrat, we caught Calcifer, which we also actually caught in the previous timeline as well. But we caught it on a way later route. So it's like, okay, well, we caught him early. So then I go to the next route, and we get the annoying grass monkey. And then on the next route, where we would have caught... I think where we were supposed to catch Calcifer, I instead found Dream Farts and went, oh shit, I guess I'm catching this now. And then on Route 3, we found Goodfeather again. Because of fucking course we found Goodfeather again. These days you hate EA for multiple reasons, but also because of foot-in-mouth disease. I mean, there's plenty of good reasons to hate EA. They have an assortment of issues, let's say. Sorry, I just realized that I forgot the other editing project I was doing as well. But yeah, I have many dumb culinary tales because I worked in kitchens for a very long time when I really think about it. Like, it's one of those things that I've gotten very good about not realizing that I spent many, many years of my life working in kitchens. And didn't realize for a while that it was like, oh, I actually might really hate this. And initially I thought it was because of the kitchens that I was working in. And the more that I worked in them, I was like, no, I think I actually just hate working in kitchens. Because of the things that go on in kitchens that are kind of similar to the shit that can go on in retail establishments, where it's like making people work for money that, or work without money that they should be paid. Because a lot of kitchens pull the same shit that like a retail outlet will, which is trying to convince you that like, yeah, we're a family, we have to all come together and not take your overtime pay and just like work together. Right up until the problem that's like, no, you're out the door. But why? Oh, because it's cheaper to hire someone new than give you your yearly raise. But I thought we were a family. No, that's only when I want you to not take overtime pay. So, I've developed fun issues with kitchens because of shit like that, unfortunately. Yeah, EA still has lots of money, which is sort of an issue, but... But yeah, they are definitely the epitome of greedy business practices. What was... So, has anyone been paying attention to Artifact, the like, online CCG that Valve is working on? Because I hear that they did some sort of big announcement about it's apparently coming out this month. And I believe they did some sort of announcement detailing, like, whatever their monetization plan is, and covering their bizarre choice to do, like, really open chat. Like, so you know how in, Hearthstone, you have, like, the emotes that you can do back and forth at each other. And to actually send someone a message, you have to friend them, and they have to accept it. From what I understand, the way that Artifact has announced that they're doing it is that that's not it. It's just, there's no emotes or anything. Hopefully there's a way to mute your opponent, but who knows. But they can just chat at you. I assume there's some way to block that, but by default, their plan is just like, no. You could just chat right at someone else. It's like, are you doing anything to moderate that? No, we've decided, we think that the only thing that causes people to be loud and obnoxious and hateful in chat is when they can get attention from others. I'm like, that is not true, but okay. Can I please not hit myself in confusion once? I would like to say I'm not interested in card games. But I like Hearthstone. I like Magic. I don't play it as much as I want to. I like a lot of other card games in theory, even if I haven't played them. I'm trying to figure out how exactly they work. Valve is working on a CCG. And I would say that the market is pretty saturated, but they have Richard Garriott working on it. That one I'm actually... no, not Richard Garriott. Richard Garfield is working on it. God damn it. And they announced it... I feel like they announced it at, like, the International. Because it was a very not CCG place to announce it. But... something developed with it in the past couple of days. Yeah, I think Slay the Spire is definitely one of those, like, interesting takes on it. But I think Slay the Spire is also less about being a collectible card game, and more about being... I don't even know what the hell to describe Slay the Spire as, really. I really don't know how to describe it. That's actually kind of difficult now that I think about it, because it's just so bizarre. Oh, that's what I could do. Okay. Yeah, collectible, I feel like, is not a good word for Slay the Spire. RNG-based combat system? Maybe? Because, I mean... there's an action RPG that did something similar. Shit, what's the name? I want to say Hand of Fate, where it's sort of like... You draw cards that define, like, the battlefield, and then they'll define... Oh, you have Sturdy, you jackass? You draw cards and they'll, like, define if your character has any, like, extra weapons or something and what you're fighting. And that you build the deck so you sort of know what's coming up. Or maybe not know what's coming up, but know what's in play, for lack of a better word. I feel like that was Hand of Fate, and I think there was a new one recently. And now I'm going to hiccup and die. Didn't I have coffee? I say as I'm, like, tripping over my own tongue to just keep talking. Hand of Fate is a real-time action... yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, it's a real-time action game, but the card aspect defines what you get to interact with, I guess, for lack of a better word. Hand of Fate always looked interesting, I just never ended up playing it. Oh, that's what I can do. Sorry, I just figured out a way to do this thing that I've been trying to goof around with in making the alternate timeline shit. Why did I switch in Goodfeather against a P-Dove? I might be talking too much and not actually paying attention. Apparently Hand of Fate is better. Or Hand of Fate 2 is better. I mean, it always seemed like an interesting concept, but not something that I wanted to pursue specifically? Battle of the Birds? Oh. For a second I thought you were referring to an actual game. That took me a second to realize. Okay, center that. Rename it. This is the issue with me trying to edit and also play at the same time, is it's probably not going to go well. Okay, I can delete that bit. That's perfect. Oh, no worries, Piccolo. You mostly missed me rambling off on some sort of bizarre tear. Duplicate? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh yeah, it's pretty much... I'm doing too many things right now. It's sort of the issue. Yeah, I feel like I thought it was supposed to evolve at 18, but I guess not. Garriott sold Origin Systems to Electronic Arts in September 1992 for $30 million. Jesus. In 1997, he coined the term massively multiplayer online game. Okay. Yeah, because he wasn't... Yeah, Ultima... Was Ultima 1 the first MMORPG? I know that the first MMORPG was an Ultima game. I just don't know which one that was. And yeah, sorry that I'm just trying to get Combustion leveled up. Because we really need him to be at, like, peak strength for this. Ultima 1 was the first? Okay. Because I knew an Ultima game was the first, MMORPG, but I didn't know if the first Ultima was a MMO. Okay. T, yes. Nope, we should probably send out... I'm gonna keep sending out Goodfeather, because fucker should evolve soon, goddammit. Ooh, I can't spell. I can't spell at all. Hell, fuck this. What is this one called? L1? That one. Okay. Is that properly yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, so was Ultima 1 Ultima Online? Because I really don't know. What was the name of the old Mafia bird again? I don't remember any of the name. We talked about this last time. Because I remember that there was, like... One of the three was named Pesto, but I can't remember the other two. Because they weren't pasta things, if I remember correctly. I think one of them was, like, bagel? Like, they were all very classic New York-y things. But I can't remember what any of them were. So I'm thinking we get Pumbustrum up to 22 and then we go. That's my current plan, at least. Oh, that's bright and flashy. But everyone called the MMO that never happened Ultimate Origins. Ah, okay. Squint, Pesto, and Bobby. Why the hell did I think Bagel? And their boss is the God Pigeon. Was it God Pigeon or Good Pigeon? Yeah, I'm trying not to get too far away from the nurse, because every time I move slightly farther away from the nurse, I end up in a fight that almost kills one of our Pokemon. And then when I try and get back to the nurse, usually what ends up happening is that I walk right up to her, because I end up having to come, like, around the side. So I end up coming over like this, and then the act of facing her causes a Pokemon to spawn. Okay. Yes, I know they can inflict effects or whatever. Give fights that Combustion can actually evolve for. Okay, so I'm thinking we sacrifice our rock type. Wait. Oh, I think I know what we're gonna do. I think I know exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna level up Combustion to 22, and then I know exactly how we're gonna do this fight. Incidentally, God Pigeon was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, who is not only Brain, but also Mr. Big from Zootopia. Yeah! Wait. God Pigeon helped you love Elder Namek? I'm confused now. Wait, like... Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, Super Kamiguru, yeah. whose real name I forgot is just Elder Namek. Or Elder Namekian, or whatever the fuck his name was. Because I can't think of him as anything besides Guru and Super Kami Guru. Oliver, stop licking your feet. Okay, I'm determined that we're doing this, gym before I have to leave. Did I edit this one? No, I didn't. Okay. Delete 2, okay. It's literally the name? Okay. Good. Right, you can't handle fighting a fucking P-Dove. Because you're gonna get murdered by a goddamn pigeon. I'd rather not have that happen. He was known as Grand Elder Guru. God, that's a stupid name, too. I mean, it's better than Super Kami Guru, but I will never be able to unknow him as that. Nail, don't take their coats. Can I set it to do? Yes, I can. Okay. So I'm trying to get this thing fixed. Okay, good. That should work. So that I will actually have an in-memory of GIF. Did I get murdered by pigeons in Hat in Time? I thought that was crows. Oh, right! There are the evil pigeons in Mafia Town. Right. You think it's an... wait, do you think what's a Japanese thing? Oh, I can't pronounce that. I'm gonna fuck that up. Everyone calls him thing I can't pronounce. That if I had to guess, I'd probably say it was something like Saichoro. Here, have Smog. Fuck you! Fuck you and your binding bullshit. Oh, apparently that's just Grand Elder. Okay. At least Dende and Nail got a name? Yeah, because they were awesome. And they had sort of plot-relevant things to do. Sort of. Yeah, do your explosion of Smog. So glad that I only hit him with Smog. I'm trying to remember, who else died? I don't think anyone else did. Oh, don't double kick me. Yes! Suck it! I will reiterate how much I love that they all have sleep animations. Like the sleep eyes. I just love it so much. It's so cute. Unless you're part of a cult. Hey, he could be part of a cult. You saying that Super Kami Guru couldn't start a cult? I'm pretty sure he could start a cult. Seems like one of the few things he could do. Like, really consistently. Oops. Shit. That was wrong. I keep doing this every bloody time. Where? Okay. No, stop playing. Is he a Grand Elder and a Guru, or a Grand Elder Guru, though? I don't know what the difference would be, so I'm going to say both. See? This. I turn up to face the nurse, and that's what triggers a Pokemon battle. I think that's called a Monarch. Okay, I talked about this on Twitter at some point, but I fell down a fucking weird YouTube hole where I just ended up watching a bunch of stuff explaining, like... Explaining is a generous term, because there isn't that much of it, but, like, story and lore stuff for, like, archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I remembered, like, hey, I used to play this game, and saw a video that was, like, an explanation of an archetype called the Monarchs and was like, I remember some of these back when I played in apparently like 2005. Or actually, I think I stopped playing in 2005. So it was very weird to see that, just like, oh, okay. But it was a strange YouTube hole that I fell down watching all of this bizarre stuff of, like, weird attempts to crowbar story and stuff in when they don't put flavor text on cards unless they're an actually kind of unhelpful card. It's just like, oh, that's weird. Yes, heal my damn Pokemon. Wait, who is a Buzzy Bee? Oh, Grand Elder Guru. I admit to not being able to remember real DBZ story anymore because I can't separate it from abridged at all. Okay. Like, I feel a little bit bad about that, but not that bad. Because abridged story is annoyingly funny. Oh shit, no, redo. Shit. There we go. That's what I need to do. Hey, Timhole. Abridged is really good. I do still think that if you're gonna introduce someone to, DBZ, you should introduce them to the real thing first, then show them Abridged, but... Because I think that introducing someone to Abridged first is just a really bad idea. Because you're just gonna end up with someone who's really confused about all of these references that they're not going to get. Or maybe not even references, but... like, just jokes and assuming a lot of characterization that people are going to be aware of ahead of time, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I'm trying to remember what order our Pokemon died in as I do this, like, weird editing that none of you can see. You just got to Goku convincing Zeno to start the Grand Universal Tournament? That's not going to go well at all. But that was certainly a thing that happened. What does Moonlight do? I think this is a healing move. Yeah, user restores its own HP. The amount of HP regained varies based on the weather. I actually really like all your moves, honestly. I guess we could remove Lucky Chant. Ba-ba-ba. That creepy full-size Tympole. Stop doing that. Yeah, 17 never... Well, okay. 17 got wished back after the Cell games. Or was he spit out? I never remember which one is which. I feel like he got spit out, but I may have forgotten. But, yeah, he survived the Cell games. He actually has a call-out in... the fight with Boo. There's a very minor call-out that apparently was only added in the dub. It may not have been in the sub. Or no, sorry, it wasn't added. It was added in the anime versus the manga. They added a whole bunch of people, like, willfully giving energy to the Spirit Bomb. And you can see 17 in one of those. So the weird thing I liked about, like, I think that, yes, there are parts where Super gets, like, absurd, but the slice of life stuff in Super is really good. And I don't know... Oh, shit, I just wasted an entire turn. And I don't know why they didn't do more of that, honestly. Like, the Pan episode, despite not being, like, a good Dragon Ball episode, I think was really good in general. Looked up Wikipedia category for insect reproduction. Apparently there's an ant type called Gamergate. I am going to really hope that that's just some stupid Wikipedia edit. What was... Oh! Okay, so here's the thing. Has anyone seen the stuff about, what's it called? About, I want to say it's No Rats in Alberta, that got so much shit at it that they ended up locking the Wikipedia admins had to lock the entire page so that people would stop editing it. Because apparently the rat population in Alberta, Canada is so low that functionally there's no known rat population, but people were going back and forth editing it for like a full week. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of universes. I mean, the whole... Oh god, it's an actual ant type? Oh, good. They... didn't they make that clear at the start of Super, after you start doing the... Like, after the first tournament of... Not the Tournament of Power, what the hell's it called? The first fucking tournament between 6 and 7. They make it clear that... Well, no, there's 11 universes. It's just that one... Well, there's supposed to be 11. Because all of them are matched pairs and that they add up to 11. Trunks' timeline was technically... Okay, this is where it gets stupid. Trunks' timeline was technically the same as Universe 7. It was just an alternate timeline in it, and time travel is forbidden, so they broke... That's why the whole thing with, Wait, hang on. Which tournament are you talking about? Like, have you gotten to Goku Black? Like, I don't... This is the issue with fucking Super, is that there's two different, timelines. Oh, okay, so you have dealt with Goku Black. Okay. So, that timeline has been entirely erased from existence? I mean, Goku was never a hero. Like, he was kind of a hero in, Dragon Ball, but not Dragon Ball Z. He's always been some asshole just looking for the next big fight. Like, Goku has never really been a hero. His character in Dragon Ball was a kid that was sort of trying to do the right thing, but was still just looking to prove that he was the best. And that's his entire character through all of Z. He provably did not care. On multiple occasions, he let people who actively destroyed planets for fun get away because he knew that they would come back stronger. Or hoped that they would come back stronger. Like, he didn't think that Vegeta was going to come back and be a friend. He was hoping Vegeta would come back and be stronger. I think that's... I'd like to avoid saying that he has autism, because that... In a gamer and nerd community, that has some really shitty implications to it. And Haley's brothers are both, like, actually very severe... Well, one of her brothers is very severely autistic, and the other one is relatively functional. And I feel like that's not a word that should be thrown around lightly. There is a difference between old and new. The difference is mostly just that he's gained insane levels of power. It's not something to really apologize for, Piccolo. It's just... I feel like there are certain words that get used a little bit too freely when they have a deeper meaning for a lot of other people, and I think that's one of them. Like, it was never going... It's one of those things that... It's one of those things where... Yeah, you probably might never come up, but I'm glad that it came up at a time when it wasn't a big issue, or I don't have to make a big thing of it. Like, fucking yesterday. Which I'm apparently now pissed off about again. Really, he's not wish the universe back, I'm just kind of miss a bad guy. I thought it was 17 that got the wish. Also, holy shit, it's 4:30. I should try and finish this fucking GIF. Okay. Okay, center it. Come on. We need to get to 22. We need to get to 22. And this is timeline 2. Why the hell don't I just drop a bunch of these down? Because that would be smart me. No. Super finished up in June? I want to say it finished up in June or July. It finished up relatively recently. Yeah, I feel like it finished up in June. Like early June, late May? But yeah, I think the weird thing with Super is that some of the arcs are good, some of the arcs are weird, and it has that weird DBZ thing where some of the filler is just dumb, and some of the filler is better than the real stuff. Like, the fucking stuff on the... What's the weird planet? The stuff with, like, the weird jelly Vegeta is very stupid. But then there's other filler bits that are actually just really good for no appropriate reason. And it's usually because they're stupid little, like, let's go look at this character and see what they're doing just on their normal fucking days. I mean... Krillin... I feel like Krillin was never, like, not awesome. But yeah. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm going to get one of our Pokemon killed. But I'm going to make it a Pokemon we haven't used at all. Ah, shit, I did the right thing. Oh my god, I keep pressing A too quickly because it's... Okay. There we go. Move Pokemon. What? Gohan? Okay, are you talking about Goku? Because Gohan's whole thing is basically that he doesn't fucking do shit in Super, which is kind of the annoying thing. And the whole... If you're talking about the Goku's new form thing, it's not a new form of Super Saiyan. It's actually a thing that they started hinting at through the whole... basically his entire training with Whis. Because it's... This is when Goku freaked out because at the start of the tournament he got bruised from a bullet. I don't remember that at all, apparently. But yeah, Krillin basically did the same thing Gohan did, which was just stop training. Mostly because of the same reason Gohan did, because he has a fucking family. He's just like, I have better things to do than get myself almost killed on a regular basis. Okay, so we'll give a new berry to Combustion. Oh shit, no. I wanted to give it to him, damn it. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, the current plan kind of sucks. Because the current plan is to, let her kill the Rock, and then kill the Herdier after Intimidation goes away. Also, I'm just gonna save, because I don't fucking care. Oh, yeah, so that's not him getting a new Super Saiyan thing. That's the whole... no, not that Rock. That's the whole thing where he doesn't... After the stuff in the Buu Saga, Gohan doesn't need to go Super Saiyan anymore, because the whole thing about Super Saiyan is that it's supposed to be tied to your emotions. And after all the stuff that happened in the Buu Saga, he doesn't need to anymore. He's just able... He's got that thing that never got a good name, but that apparently a bunch of people just started calling Mystic Gohan, where he doesn't need to go Super Saiyan. He has access to that power without ever doing that. So his hate... No, it's not Rage Mode. That's the entire thing, is that he doesn't need to use emotions, but everyone else needs to use emotions. Like, functionally, I believe the power scale has been determined that it's supposed to be effectively on par with 3-ish, but that, this way he doesn't need to tap into, like, rage, so he can think and act more like a normal human being. Also, the fact that he doesn't have to deal with the weird stamina drain of 3. Also, hey, Gothic. Okay, let's do this, Pumbustion. Let's fucking do this. Okay, there's the bite. Okay, arm thrust. Yeah, they all generally get, like, a big ego. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that Super Saiyan's supposed to be very, like, emotion-based more than anything else. Okay, who died after commitment in the weird timeline that we're ignoring? Stop that! God damn it, I do this every time. Oh my god, Rockier lived. Okay. Wow, he leveled up multiple times. Okay, so here's the plan, is we switch in Rockier. He's gonna take the... Because he's got Sturdy, he'll take the hit from the big Retaliate. Yeah. And hopefully we'll sand attack a bit. What?! Fuck. Why is it not using... Yeah, so that's... Instinct mode is the thing I was talking about, where it was... It's been talked about and hinted at since the beginning of the... Whis training Goku and Vegeta, is that it's just the thing about moving before you think about it, basically. Okay, so now he doesn't have the Retaliate set up. But yeah, Instinct is, at best, weird. Fuck it! Because you don't have a dead partner who just died, that's way less good! Yes! Oh my god! Yeah, the fights are very good. I mean, the fights in some of the tournaments are very good. They have the weird issue with, different animators working on different things, sometimes causing some, acts to be really bad and some to be really good. Are you talking about the... Are you... Piccolo, are you asking about, like, the instinct thing that, Peggy mentioned? Because that That's the white hair that got sort of spoiled all over the internet for a while. And it's not actually... It's not a... Instinct's weird, because it's not actually like a power-up in any possible way. It's basically the ability to dodge and move and fight without thinking about what you're doing ahead of time. It's very weird, but it's the pseudo power-up that happens in the last arc of Super. It's very strange. So hang on. The only thing we lost was Rockier, right? Because if so, I'm amazed. Okay, hang on. And then center it. Yeah, it's basically he's brainless and his body is acting. Isn't he unconscious? Like, I believe he actually just gets knocked unconscious. Yeah, that's the other weird thing, Piccolo, is that, like, the whole thing about Super Saiyan Blue that they don't cover super well is basically that it's not even really more powerful, it's just more in control than anything else. Functionally, like, what Blue does is let the rest of them do what Gohan already could, which is not use a bunch of emotion for fighting. Oh, right, they're stealing the Dragonite Skull for some reason. To show we're serious, we'll steal it right before your eyes! You know, because that's how you prove you're serious. It's dumb. Are you talking about, like, the big tournament? Because if I recall correctly, the weird thing about the big tournament is that it's actually just an insane free-for-all. Yeah, that's the idea behind... Well... So that's the idea behind Instinct Mode, is that despite Goku being a naive idiot a lot of the time, he thinks too much. Because he's pre-planning his moves and whatever he's going to do and all that stuff. So, to get into the thing that Whis has been trying to get him to do pretty much since he started training him, he has to just go blank. Which is to say, get hit in the head and forget what the hell he's doing. It's definitely stupid, and I think that... I mean, it's stupid in that aspect, and I think they basically just stopped... Like, he didn't even use it all that much. I think he ends up looking at it the same... Oh, so that's the thing, Piccolo. It happens in the Tournament of Power, which is weird because no two individual people are fighting in the Tournament of Power. It's like a massive fucking free-for-all. It's just whoever you happen to find. Yeah, this is Berg. He may not look like it, but he's Castelia City's gym leader. As far as I know, he has no white... Yeah, I guess his hair doesn't go white. He gets like a white aura around him. Someone just walked away with an exhibit. What's up? Oh, that's what's up. What's everyone doing here? I mean, we've explained this like 3 or 4 times, but okay. We can explain it for yet another person. Kappa, what's the kind of problem? Oh my god, everyone's asking the same fucking question! Ugh. Well, no, that's the whole thing, is he's fighting a whole bunch of people. Every universe that's taking part is going to have something like... I think they all have, like, 5 fighters. And if I recall correctly, Universe 7 is kind of impressive because they have more than one left at the end, and I don't remember... I don't think there's a power-up after Instinct, is there? Because, like, that's the thing to remember, is that Instinct isn't a power-up. Instinct is a crutch that he doesn't want to use anyway, because it's not him. I don't think there's a power-up. Ooh, yay, dowsing machine. That was 5, so this is 6. Yeah, the white was instinct. Come on. I'm pretty sure the white... Don't take my word for it because I don't remember, but the entire thing about instinct was that it was supposed to be a crutch that he wasn't supposed to use. Or not that he wasn't supposed to use, that he was expected to use that he didn't like using. Because it's the same shitty reason he didn't like Super Saiyan God. Because he wasn't able to achieve it himself. What was the name of this one? Okay. With and without white hair. I'm willing... Are you basing this off of a wiki? Because I'm willing to bet that a lot of it is colored by... other people observing it. Okay, see ya, Piccolo. I mean, we're pretty much near the end here. I'm just trying to get this stupid In Memory Of GIF finished with first. Oh, for fuck's sake, I keep doing this every time. Why is that one Alt, but it's not always Alt? Sometimes it's Shift. Okay. Who am I missing on our team before I finish this stupid In Memory Of GIF? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing Goodfeather. That's who I'm missing. I think Goodfeather was even the last one to die, so it's almost appropriate. Almost. P-Dove. Merp. Cut there. Google Image has a lot of man-made images, but yeah, it's can have the same quality. Yeah, but the first image we ever saw of Instinct was pure white hair, because that's the one that leaked to a Japanese magazine. So I'm thinking that it's... I don't think there's a second form. I'm relatively certain that it's just one thing. Yeah, it's just yeah. It's not a... Peggy, that... Just don't think about it as a power-up. It's just the ability to dodge better. Like, it's not him like, that's the entire thing with Blue, too, is that it's not stronger. It's just getting more control and not being as much of an insane, stupid berserker. Because, frankly, most of Z ended up with just Goku and Vegeta hitting things until they went away. Because that was all their plan was. Because they didn't need to have a plan anymore, because they were just stronger than most other things. And then they'd run into something that wasn't as strong, or was stronger than them, so they would just have to deal with it in a new way that usually involved finding a new way to hit it harder. Like, that's why nothing in Super is about things... Like, the beginning of Super is things scale up to give an excuse for other characters to not take part anymore. But besides that, it's basically just both of them learning more and more control more than anything else. Yes, so you're gonna go straight up and I have to go left. Okay. And I think I've basically got this In Memory Of GIF done. Oh shit, no, I'm missing one thing because we just had the Roggenrola die. Who is still in my party. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is his name? Is it Rock'n'Rolla? Oh, no, it's got 2 G's. That's why I screwed it up. Okay. And then duplicate this one. Sorry, I know this is very dumb. I'm just trying to get this done quickly, though, so you can actually see it. But I need to go take this Rock and Roll out of our party anyway and replace Calcifer again. Oh, no. No! No! No, 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 no! Oh, fuck! The editing program just crashed. Yeah, it did. Let's see where it last saved. Because I hit save rapidly, but I don't know if I saved after I got the last thing set up. Yes, go to that file. None of it. Not a single fucking piece saved. Okay, well that's not going to be done. I have to redo all of it. Okay, okay. Nah, give me Calcifer. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna leave off there, since yeah. That was dumb. Because I also have to, like, leave right now. So, let's do a quick check and see... Shit, it does not look like anyone I want to throw to is live. Okay, what if I refresh Twitch? Because for some reason it hasn't been showing all of them live. Don't you make noise. Well, that's Pokemon. Shit, that makes me annoyed. Well, shit, I'm sorry. Actually, wait, yeah, I can throw you over to Loading Ready Run, I guess. I was making the in-memory of GIF over on my other monitor while we've been doing this, and apparently that file decided it didn't want to be saving as I worked on it. So, when it crashed, it all went away. Fuck. So yeah, that's sort of annoying. Yeah. Damn. But yeah, I have to get ready to go to look at houses and such, so I think we're going to leave off here. I'm so sorry, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. I am going to throw y'all over to Loading Ready Run. They're doing some PUBG, which means that it basically should be a bunch of just goofy shit. If you own PUBG, they're yeah, it's Tuesday, so they're doing, oh, fuck, what's it called? Custom games. So if you want to join up on them, they're doing all of the, like, goofy partner stuff that they can do. So yeah, I'm so sorry about that, y'all. God damn it, this has been dumb. Sorry. Night all. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed that podcast. I just wanted to pop in here and give a quick shout out to our wonderful painters in the lair who make all of this possible. Tremor101, Stark Maximum, Damasu, Gothic Airman, and Pentaperi. Thank you all so very much. This is all because of you. Thank y'all.